Welcome to episode 78 of the podcast. Today we had Choco, aka Choco Flocka, and it was really cool sitting down with him for the first time and chopping it up about music and his process with making music out of his motorhome. So that was one thing that I really wanted to ask him about, was his process. And I learned that he plays drums, guitar, bass, and he produces all that and puts that into his music. So that was really cool to learn about. And we also talked about how he got into the studio for the first time with 24 hours. That was really cool. And then I wanted to ask him about how he got connected to Kyle. So we talked about that as well and a bunch more. So hopefully you guys enjoy this conversation. But before you do, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification because it helps out with the channel. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Peace. How did you start your day today?
Maybe about 30 minutes before I showed up here, I woke up. I'm usually sleeping until like noon, like
Right.
sometimes 1 p.m., 2 p.m. type shit, just because I suppose that's what my schedule or whatever, the way my life is set up right now, kind of like allows for that. And me being like naturally like nocturnal or whatever, I end up hanging out alone and like working on shit at nighttime, and then staying up till like fucking 5 a.m. and being like, I need to go to sleep, dog. Like,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I kind of feel like that's the artist's way of just making stuff. It's like the nighttime hours is like prime time.
But at the same time, Larry June, you like Larry June?
Not really.
Do you know him
I don't.
personally? You guys are friends. Larry June is just like a rapper that like a couple years ago, like I was keeping up with him heavy and just like watching like interviews of him and shit, and he was someone that was like, cut that shit out, like stop fucking trying to like force yourself to do all this shit. You're burnt, like burning candle at both ends type shit. Like you're not gonna do your best work when you're like fucking half awake or whatever the fuck, like well rested, fucking eat fruit or whatever, go on a fucking bike ride, and
Yeah.
like when you feel good or whatever, like you'll probably, oops, I don't know how, like, hello,
That sounds good.
you'll make better stuff when you're in like a better state of mind. Like,
For sure.
so like I'm kind of an advocate for both. Like I stay my ass up, but I also don't like push it past a certain point. Like when I feel myself like super fucking tired, I'm like, all right, let me lay my ass down so that I'm not like sitting here like fucking zombie style, like let me make a beat, one more.
I can see where, like, if you're alone, and I'm assuming that's kind of like what you're doing in the process. If like, you're just in your RV, the motorhome, and you're just there. So I feel like that's a different vibe. Whereas, you know, the times that I would be making music with the homies late at night, and it's like 4, 5 a.m. The sun's about to come up, and it's like just a different vibe. So I feel like just different types of energies, you know, when you're making music, like certain stuff comes out at that time, if that makes sense.
True, yes, but also
Depends
like,
on the vibe.
yeah, I'm kind of, I guess that's what I was trying to say, is like I'm for both kind of thing. Like I'm not someone that's like, all right, 10 p.m. I gotta go to bed, you guys, so I can make these beats at fucking 6 in the morning or whatever. Actually, Mac Miller said that too, something about waking up with the sun and shit like that. But me personally, like I kind of don't care. Like I'd rather be up at nighttime, kind of how you said. Like the vibes for me are that I would like to be up when no one else is fucking awake. But what's the Oh, like, don't get me wrong. I think like the reason that I'm like super biased on it now is because like I did it gnarly for a little bit and was just like doing drugs. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I'm up with these dudes and like they're doing drugs and like fucking need another beat kind of thing. Like fucking shoot that, send me something or whatever. And I'm sitting there like trying to keep up with these dudes. Like fuck, I didn't have it in me kind of thing. I can't. I can't hang out and do fucking days long benders or whatever the fuck.
Fuck that. Yeah, lately, like I was a person that was doing that as well. Just late night hours.
I mean, yes, this morning.
I know. Actually, last night I was out. Like I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm trying to get to bed at 8 p.m."
For real?
Yeah, type
Sheesh.
shit. And I was out with the homies drinking, and it didn't turn out that way. But I feel like just discipline and like setting up certain times to wake up. I feel like, I don't know, just waking up that feels like you've accomplished something. Like, hey, like I feel good today.
Start that day.
Yeah. So
I
that's
don't do that.
lately what you've been on is like trying to just be healthier, set up a schedule. Is that what you've been on?
Fuck no.
No. What have you been on lately?
Wildin'.
Wildin'?
Not like, for me, I'm doing so much better kind of thing. Like, because like I said, like years ago, a couple years back, it was like, I don't know, dark to say the least, you know? I just didn't care. I didn't like see my future as clear or whatever the fuck. So I was like, I might as well dick around hard, like whatever I want. Like it doesn't matter.
Like, what type of shit? Like just
Um,
drinking?
As far as my drinking and like drugs as well, like I used to do like lean and Xanax and whatever, like coke, you know, like lots of stuff. I'm open about my drug use. It's been in my songs, like my older stuff, like not too much anymore, but I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say is like now I'm just a little bit more grown, but I still fucking have trouble, like mistakes. I make mistakes all the fucking time because like more than I have a problem with like drinking and shit, it's like it's a people pleasing ass. Like I'll fucking, if people are like, oh, like homie's coming through, like it's gonna be fun or whatever, like I don't want to be like, nah, like I'm cool, I'm not drinking tonight or whatever the fuck. I'm always like, oh, like let's go. But in the past I was really bad at that. Now not so bad. Like now I can sometimes be like, I got shit to do tomorrow, dog, or whatever.
Sure.
Like I didn't do anything last night because I was like, I gotta come through and fucking sweetie boy, like be awake and shit instead of like sitting here like shades on, like what? Fucking you're talking really loud, dog.
Oh shit. I mean, something that I've recently been on too is just learning how to say no. It's like,
Yeah, I can't do that.
that's a hard thing, but I feel like it's keeping that perspective in mind of like your time, and it's like knowing where you want to go and that opportunity. It's like, will that opportunity lead me there, if that makes sense, or am I just going to be tired throughout the whole day, and like will that fuck up the rest of my day?
And it will, but
Yeah.
shit, I don't know, dude. I can't say yes or no because I realize like I don't know, sometimes you're not wrong. Like sometimes it does make sense to fucking go as hard as you can and like fucking be super tired doing your thing cuz what do you call it? Like you get best of both worlds kind of like you want to be there for your friends and shit like that, but you also want to be on your what do you call it, like have the most energy if it's like your job you're going to or whatever the fuck. But sometimes it's like you gotta fucking like while we're young kind of thing, like you won't be able to do that forever, or some people don't even have that fucking option, dog. Like that's the kind of thought that I have is like, of course I'm gonna go out and get fucking blacked because some people don't even have friends, and they're sitting at home wishing someone would call and go, let's go have a fucking adventure, you know? And then it's like someone like me that has that like often, and I'm start like now because it's been like years long, it's like I feel bad. Like I have a guilt about it. Like I'm having too much fun. You know what I mean? And fuck that. Like,
Yeah,
I should be able to have as much fun as I would fucking like to,
for
as
sure.
much as humanly possible, while I'm fucking able-bodied, kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna go out and fucking whatever, as like as much as I can.
I think it's perspective and how you view things, and it's like, you know,
Yeah, no, you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
hey, that's your perspective.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, I respect your opinion. Um, but it is perspective, and I think it's balance. It's like it's up to you to make the right decision, and if it's right for you, then it's right for you. It's like if I feel like blacking out, then I'll fucking black out.
Yeah.
You know?
It's my decision.
Yeah.
But something my family always tells me is like it's as long as it doesn't
Therapy sessions.
yeah. Let's get into it. As long as it doesn't like affect other people's lives, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if me getting blacked out means like my mom and grandma at home are like fucking stressing out because I'm coming home and leaving the stove on or whatever the fuck, like they don't need that. That's where the line is crossed, and it's like, I'm gonna have fun, and it's like, okay, dude, but you almost burned the fucking house down or whatever the fuck. So it's like things like that. I feel like that's what the line is for me, and I teeter that motherfucker hard. You know what I mean? Like for the most part, I'm pretty good, but every once in a while, it's like I'm not me, and I'll do some shit like drive the car home when I shouldn't have, or whatever the fuck. So it's like, that's where it's dicey, or not even dicey. It's just straight up black and white. Like you're wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. If
sure.
you get blacked out to the point where you're driving fucking, and it's like not even my car, kind of thing, driving someone else's car home, super drunk or whatever.
Right.
That's where I had to like check myself and be like, okay, like that's too much fun, baby.
When you're out and you remember you left the oven on.
No, I one time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I like woke up to my mom being like, just like standing over me, being like, what are you, hey, you, kind of thing, like, what have you been up to, kind of thing, like the fucking stove's on in here or whatever. And I low key, like probably still drunk a little bit, like woke up and was like, maybe it was you. Like, that's drunk guy behavior. Yeah, instead of waking up and being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, that's dangerous. And it was definitely me or whatever. I was like, psh,
Yeah.
like, maybe it wasn't even me. And you're fucking tripping or whatever.
I wanted to ask you this too. So with the motorhome, you're there. Is it like you're outside? And how, when you're making shit at like 4 or 5 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, mom doesn't love that.
Yeah. How do people around you?
People around, never been an issue. Like
Really?
my neighbors kind of thing, never got the cops called. Well, because I also keep it like within reason. Like I'm not just sitting out there like fucking yelling or whatever. Like I myself, like I won't record past a certain time. Like, as far as where I do get in trouble sometimes is like if there's a couple people over and like music playing and people talking, and then they're what do you call it, like laughing and just talking loud, like we're in a house and we're like low key in this fucking motorhome in my grandma's driveway.
Yeah.
So it's like that's where sometimes the house, my mom is the first room. It's like the fucking motorhome in the driveway, house, and my mom's room is the fucking
Oh, it's like right there.
adjacent. Yes. So every once in a while, kind of often actually, like there's a fucking pop in the floor, like a fucking, what do you call it? Like you'll step on it, and then when you take your foot off, it pops the shit.
Yeah.
So that's something, like if people are over and that shit gets stepped on a lot, like I'll get a text from my mom, like what the fuck?
It's
You
that
know?
loud?
Yeah. Because like outside, when you're inside, like you can barely tell, but like outside it's like a fucking metal, you know what I mean? Like picture something that's warped.
Yeah.
And you put the pressure, and then when you take it away, it fucking like snaps back. Fucking pow.
Sample that.
Yeah. Fucking my mom would love it. But that sometimes she'll like ask me to turn the music down, kind of thing. It's my mom. It's not like the neighbors being like, this guy's wilding or whatever. This is so fucking loud. Just bass pounding at fucking 4 a.m. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm pretty respectful, and like I've been in there for fucking a long time, like fucking years and years, and it helps that the neighbor, there's like my mom, but the neighbor's house that's close is like a fucking deaf guy. You know what I mean? Like he's like old and never been an issue. So thank God.
Ideal situation.
Jet ass, yeah.
Yeah.
Deaf guy
kind of
neighbor.
not for him. Right?
Yeah. I mean, he can't tell unless he feels that fucking bass in his chest. You know what I mean?
Or just like hold a balloon and you could feel the vibrations. I think that's a thing.
Yes.
I kind of feel like it's expected in a way because you're in Ventura, right? And I feel like Ventura is kind of just open. Like they're open to.
Yes and no. It would be different. I think what I got going for me is that my grandma like set herself up in this neighborhood that's like fucking retirement kind of thing. So it's like I'm in this little fucking what do you call it? Little secret tucked off spot, as opposed to like if I was in a fucking apartment that was sharing a thin wall, they would be like, shut the fuck up, you know? Like,
right.
I got work and blah blah blah. But homie that doesn't have a job tomorrow and can't even fucking hear me, he don't give a shit. So it's like I didn't do that. I don't even deserve it, to be honest. Like I just get to fucking hang out there, and it's like the perfect situation for me, kind of thing. Because Lord knows if it was like fucking anywhere else, it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't have the same like whatever like mentality. Like it'd be alright. Like it'd be fine.
Yeah, because like people that have like home studios or like shit like that, they'd have to keep that in mind. Like fuck, I can't make noise because of the neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Or like if you have your studio set up in the house and it's like your dad is home or whatever, and either it's like embarrassing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
the first thing that comes to my mind. Like you want to be sitting there like coming with hot bars, and then your dad's in the other room like you know,
Getting all this ass.
yeah, exactly. And he's like, that's my boy. It's my fucking boy, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
what
then-
if you had a dad that was super supportive? It's like
That's
just
almost
fucking
worse.
Dope.
No, dude, because then your dad's in the stew. He's also drunk, kind of thing. Fucking that shit's hard. Let me on there. Send me that beat, dude. I'm gonna go write in my room, kind of thing. Yeah, you don't always want your dad to be too involved. Sometimes, cause check me out. I was just thinking this. Like, I don't have the best relationship with mine, and like some of the songs that I've made, I was like, I wonder if he would be like proud of me for these, kind of thing. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, no. I was like, he would fucking pick it apart, find some shit he didn't like, and be like, almost. Pretty good song, Zach, but like fucking, if you tweak this, tweak that, do what I say is better, it would be better. Kind of thing. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it, never mind. I'm not gonna like even have that thought. Like, would my dad like it? Like, probably not. Like, don't even give yourself
Oh, for sure.
kind of thing. Like, fucking, I already know.
That's another perspective thing where it's like not even trying to keep that in mind because that'll fuck up like what you're trying to do.
Right. Would this please daddy? Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Can't do that.
Daddy, chill.
You know who it pleases? Daddy. Oh, yeah. As long as it pleases this daddy, I don't give a fuck.
Was there, I mean, growing up, did like your parents, for me, the stereotype is having like strict Asian parents. But for me, they were fucking dope.
Really?
Yeah. So I was able to
Sick.
just be free and like go out and skateboard and get lost and shit. And
Cool.
so I was pretty open and pretty free. And I feel like that's what made me become who I am today. Like just an open person.
Yeah.
For you, how was it kind of growing up? Were they strict as fuck? Like
Nah. My dad was more, but I didn't see him as much. It was like as pretty much ever since I was a kid, I saw him every other weekend. So it was like my strict parent was the one that I was like barely with, you know what I mean? So for the most part, it was my mom and her boyfriend that she had for like 10 years or whatever. My mom and her boyfriend that kind of like instilled in me what I am. And my grandma, not gonna lie. Pretty much my mom and my grandma. I'm like a dude version of my mom and grandma.
Right.
But they definitely were like fucking chase your dreams, sweetie. Like I wouldn't be sitting here or whatever talking about music at all if they weren't like fucking see what happens kind of thing. Because and well, also I shouldn't just like glaze over it like that because it was fucking hard. Like I had to like do a lot of like showing and proving for them to like whatever see a little bit of promise in me and like my journey or whatever, the trajectory, if you will.
You say you started off with drums.
Yep.
Is that what like kind of proved it, or was it something else?
Fuck no. No, I started off drums and was like ass, you know what I mean? I was like fucking 8 or something, you know what I mean? So I was just like pounding fucking drums like in the house and they would be like, you know, like
It's one of those colorful ass drum sets. You know what I'm talking about? Those little kid ones?
no.
Nah.
Didn't know it was I got like a fucking real drum set when I was like 8-9 years old and I just didn't like take it seriously for like a couple years. So they were just kind of like sitting in my room or like in a room in the house and like barely got played type shit. But even when I did like start taking it seriously and playing drums a lot, it was like annoying for them. They were like, "Can you like do that when no one's here?" kind of thing. Like maybe pick a time where we're at work and you are home from school alone or whatever.
Right.
Because, yeah, there's no ideal time. Like, they're watching a movie and then fucking dickheads in the other room just pounding away. You know, you can't turn the fucking drums down. So that was something that kind of, you know, little kid me is just like fucking stomping my feet. Like, when the fuck am I supposed to do this shit? It's never, what do you call it? Convenient kind of thing. It took, I'm not going to lie to you, like probably me doing the song with Kyle, you know, because like up until then, like I was just fucking dickhead making music like anyone else. But when I started being like, yo, like fucking homie wants me to come to the house and shit, like fucking, I think whatever, I might start working on songs with them and blah, blah, blah. They were like, okay, like,
okay.
They're like, go ahead then. Like, if it's turning into that, like, then fucking get in there. But yeah, before they were just kind of like, you know, when I said I was like doing drugs or what, I was like at a fucking Motel 6 with these dudes, like fucking doing questionable coke and not sleeping and making jams with these dudes that like aren't popping. You know what I mean?
It's like, Mom, I'm gonna take off. Just trust me.
And she's like, okay, okay.
I want to get into like the later side of where you started making music, but earlier on, like drums, that started off. What made you want to get into drums? Like, what was it? First, there's a few questions. What were some of the influences that you grew up on as far as music?
Well, when I was growing up, my dad was like a punk rock musician. So he kind of like had a certain taste that he put me on that was like mainly punk shit. But between like both of my parents, like I lived in Huntington Beach. I don't know if you know where that is, but like kind of Orange County area. So I grew up listening to like fucking that station like KROQ, fucking K-Rock. So like everything that was on there, like fucking like Nirvana and Incubus and the Vines, the Strokes, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like fucking mad alternative rock kind of shit like that. That's like what I grew up on, like mainly, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes every once in a while I'll fucking drop those kind of songs too, because it's like that's what's in my heart kind of thing. I didn't grow up listening to rap really. Like my mom is just like this little like fucking dates surfer dude's white lady or whatever, you know?
Right.
But she had a fucking Nelly tape. She had a fucking, what do you call it? Like a cassette. You're allowed to laugh.
I was laughing.
It was like it looked like he tried to stop immediately.
No.
I mean, laughed and then was like,
I'm trying to like laugh, but also pay attention.
Oh, gotcha.
There's like, I feel like there's so much going on because I gotta like monitor this, and then I gotta like, so just keep going.
Boy's wearing a bunch of hats right now.
See
it? Nelly tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my mom listened to fucking Nelly. And then there was like other ones that were kind of surprising.
Nelly with the Band-Aid.
Yeah, yeah. Looking back, yeah, my mom was kind of like into some shit that, not that it didn't make sense, but just like I wouldn't assume, you know? Like she's like, oh, what was like?
I was bumping Limp Bizkit.
Some shit. Fuck no. For the nookie, I did it all for the nookie. I can't remember. Like, do you remember that fucking Jay-Z Linkin Park thing?
Yeah.
Like, my mom was into that, like, kind of thing. So, like...
Was that In the End? No.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah. Anywho, my mom had, like, not influenced me, but, like, put me on to more shit than I realized, like, at the time. Because, like, when I grew up, I was like, oh, my mom listened to fucking, like... I mean, they're white... they're white rappers, but Beastie Boys kind of thing. I was like, my mom was kind of into rap, or it's not like she fucking kept it from me and I only grew up listening to Christian rock or some shit. But I came across like rap and shit on my own around like 14 or something. You know Currency?
Yeah.
So yeah, when I first started smoking weed, someone
Currency
like...
and Wiz and
yeah.
that whole era.
So like 2009, I'm 14, like when they're at their like height or whatever, I like just got into high school and started smoking like every day. So I was like, these are my fucking guys, man. Like I'm that. Like in my head, I was like, when I grow up, dude, I'm fucking Wiz and Currency. That sounded weird. I'm going to be like them, is what I was like hoping and wishing so bad kind of thing. I thought I was going to be on fucking Jet Life, bro. You know, I just wanted to be a producer on Jet Life.
Dude, freaking, I was in 8th grade, and that, like, what was on repeat was Cushion Orange Juice.
Hell yeah.
That was on repeat, 8th grade.
8th grade?
Yeah.
Did you smoke?
Yeah, I smoked summer of 7th grade.
Sheesh.
That was the first time smoking when I was, like, 13, 14.
Yeah, dude. High fives.
Yeah. Freaking... I mean, I don't regret smoking that early because I feel like that's fucking early, bro.
Yeah. No, it's not bad. 12 for me.
Yeah.
How did that happen? The first time I did, because I had like older friends, kind of thing. Like fucking, I had like 2 of my older friends stay at the house, and one of them was like already smoking often, and the other one had never done it, and I think he was the oldest. So the oldest one had never done it. The one that was like in between smoked. So he was kind of like my younger homie, my older homie. Fucking first time for both of y'all kind of thing. And I felt super bad and weird about it for a while. Because I was like, damn. Like, you can't like get that back kind of thing. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like, you can't not smoke? No,
like I'm 12.
Oh, I see, yeah.
I'm 12, you do weed one time or whatever, and it's just like...
It's like that...
you never get it, it's losing your virginity or whatever, like innocence loss.
That, and it's also like that whole scary situation of like, that's the gateway drug.
Yeah. Smoked weed one time, now I'm addicted to Adderall. Like, that's my truth. I'm just kidding.
You end up on one of those commercials.
Melted in the couch.
Yeah.
He used to be fun. Now he just sits there. Whatever, bitch. Like, that's so not true. Like, I remember when I started smoking and, like, saw what it actually was, I was like, all those commercials are fucking bullshit, dude. Like, they're just trying to keep you from that fi. They're just trying to keep all the fi for themselves.
It's just propaganda.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like those FBI agents that bust people for coke.
Fucking Item 9 exists.
Pineapple Express.
Scream it from the rooftops. Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Respect the Item 9.
Fucking Item 9, dude. Yeah, low key, like having that thought right now, like if I was like sitting here smoking, I would probably be like not super, but like more nervous.
Really?
Kind of, yeah. Like,
why?
I don't know. I think I just like naturally have anxiety kind of thing. And sometimes like smoking, like when I'm alone, it doesn't fucking matter. Like if I do get a weird feeling, I'm alone. Who cares? I'll go like fucking lay down or whatever the fuck. But sometimes when I'm like hanging out with people and I smoke and then I feel fucking weird, I'm just like, like you can't leave, dog. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's why, well, for me, I
Sheesh.
don't smoke because I get anxiety,
Oh, for real?
and it's just not for me. It's not for me.
It's not for everybody. I feel like sometimes it's not for me either, but I fucking do it anyway, man.
Like, I've tried, bro. Like, edibles fuck me up, dude. Like, it's like psychedelic type shit.
I feel you. I've had my experiences as well. Not like always, because I feel like with those, it's like so situational or whatever. That like sometimes you'll have like fucking 10 pieces of a chocolate and be like, I didn't feel shit, dog, or whatever. And then like sometimes like half a cookie and you're like, what the fuck?
And then it's always that moment when you eat it and you're just waiting for it to kick in.
Yeah.
And then when it does, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Wham, dog.
Yeah, it just fucking hits you.
Fucking scary. Call the police type shit. Hell yeah.
We're going on a trip.
Fuck. The last time I did shrooms, I had that like panic moment, like fucking I did too much. Like fucking I just felt sick.
How much did you take?
Not that much, but I think it was just because I had like empty stomach kind of thing. I just slammed them and was like fucking whatever. I've like done them enough that I'm not afraid of them. So I'll probably like sometimes take a little more than I should. But what do you call it? Like people say to take like an eighth kind of thing.
Yeah.
I usually don't do that. Like I'll take like fucking a gram and a half or whatever the fuck, like half an eighth.
Microdose,
two G's maybe or whatever the fuck. But yeah, even that sometimes punches me in my head and I'm like, damn. Like people are out here doing like fucking all kinds of this shit. Like I don't want to be that high. Be fucking uncomfortable. I don't like when I can't, what do you call
function?
it? Like snap to kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Like if I can't like whatever, not like jump into fucking action, but like if my mom calls or some like real life things, I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind is like if fucking danger happened, you know what I mean? Am I so fucking high that I can't like make good decision? That's what like worries me or whatever. I'm just like, ugh. Like turn it off kind of thing. Like I want to be able like aware kind of thing type shit.
I've only microdosed. I've never taken a big dose.
Really?
On
How old are
mushrooms.
you?
26.
Fucking what? Come on, guy. Well, first of all, you look young as fuck.
Fuck yeah.
If that's what's
Thank
going
you.
on. But also slam some shrooms, dog.
No, I feel like, I mean, for me, it's I'm scared. You've seen those videos where people like freak out and go into like some psychosis type shit.
Yeah.
That's something for me. I don't want to like lose my mind.
Be that guy, yeah.
And
do it.
You know, the pixies.
Do it. The pixies?
Like, where's my mind?
Yeah, dude. I don't fucking know. I don't know anymore.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, smaller doses, and I mean, you know, I've researched it quite a bit, and I feel like it has to be the right setting for mushrooms. Like, you have to be in the right setting, and like you have to have nothing planned for the rest of the day. It's like you got to be chilling.
You got to be like on your way to work in an office. No, to be honest, like the last couple times that I did them, I've had my worst trips by myself at nighttime. There's been go ahead.
No, yeah. What kind of experience was it?
I just had this like large bag of shrooms at the house and would like kind of dip in every once in a while on the random, just like by myself. Everyone's asleep. It would be like midnight and I'd be like, fuck it. Like I'm going to be up a couple more hours. And I would just like have a little bit kind of thing. And like a couple times I made bad decisions. I'm not going to lie. Like one of the things was like I put on fucking Inception. So
Hey, I remember watching that movie high as fuck, and that tripped me out.
yeah, so on shrooms, like it was just kind of like amplified or whatever, like the weird vibes in that movie sometimes. The part that got me is like when the fucking wife showed up. What's her name?
I don't remember her name.
Fucking hell. But when she shows up and she's like, what's she doing here? And she's like trying to fucking kill them or whatever. She's got a knife out in any fucking ways. At that part specifically, I was like, ah, fuck. Like, it like hit me weird. And I was like, I can't watch this shit.
See, that's the type of shit. Like, I already know. I feel like when I take mushrooms, that's the type of shit I'm gonna experience.
Yeah.
So
shit gets mad overwhelming, dog. Like sometimes, like fucking so high, and you go, okay, like I'm gonna go lay down, and it doesn't work. Like you lay down, and you're still fucking high. You don't go to sleep, and like you see shit in your back of your eyes, dog. I swear.
like colors and shit.
Type, yeah, like because you know when you close your eyes and it's not just black, like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of fucking whatever. So your shrooms brain makes stuff out of that, you
Right.
know. So it's like you close your eyes and then that shit starts happening, and then it's like it's a fucking show almost, and it's like turn it off. Like when you're kind of like scared or whatever, and you go, okay, I'm gonna lay down and fucking hopefully my brain turns off, and it goes, nope, check this shit out. Like we're still going, baby, or whatever for like fucking hours.
Yeah.
That
It's
sucks.
a light show.
No. No fucking way, baby. I don't like that. Yeah, same thing with like the fucking like coke type drugs or whatever. I fucking hate when I'm like lay my ass down and then you don't sleep. Like
What's okay? So I'm never gonna fucking try coke, but what are the
that like?
vibes? What are the vibes?
TBH for a young me, never got super into it. Like I've never had my own like little baggy fucking me and like we got it. What's up, boys, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But like me hanging out with my friends or whatever, if someone was like, "You want a little bit of," you know, you want like,
Bro, why are you smelling your keys?
I do it. So anywho, I think it personally, I don't think it like does a thing. Like it's not like I do it and then I'm like, now I feel this or whatever. But it's literally that I'm not as tired.
Oh shit.
Like I'll be tired and then I do that and I'm not tired anymore. It's the first time I ever did it, I smoked all my weed and I was like, coke sucks. Fuck coke. Like all I did was stay up longer and smoke all my weed. You know what I mean? Like I was mad at myself. Like who smoked all my weed? And it's like it was fucking me because I didn't go to bed ever.
You're just like on a bender, or you just like
No, not necessarily, but just like the first time I tried coke was in like high school. So it was like my friend was getting into it and was like, you want to try this shit? So like the one time I tried it, and granted it being in high school, it's like I probably only had like a fucking 20 sack or whatever that was going to like last me a week. So I, instead of going to bed at fucking midnight, I went to bed at fucking 5 a.m. after I smoked all my weed and was just like, that was dumb. Like I was kind of like, I just stayed up longer and we didn't do shit, you know, like it's not like we stayed up longer so we could go do a cool thing. We're just sitting
kind of like
at the fucking house.
unproductive.
Yeah, exactly. And a waste of money kind of thing. Like you spend money on like shrooms or something, and then during that trip, like I've had that thought a couple times, like I spent fucking $70 on this feeling right now. You know what I mean? But with coke, I never felt that like reward or whatever. I never paid for it, but if I did, I would be like, this is fucking stupid, you know? Like I'm just somewhere. It allows you to drink more beers. Like that's kind of what it is. Like now, you know what I mean?
Right.
Thinking about it, like fucking you go out, have a couple beers and you start like teetering off or whatever the fuck, like getting tired, getting a little too drunk kind of thing. That little fucking bump bring you back to life, boy.
Oh my god.
I swear to God. So
Take a quick little bump.
I think that's kind of, you know, that's not what it's for to other people. Like if you asked a fucking cokehead, like they would probably have a different answer for you.
No, for sure.
But my thoughts on it are kind of like it's unnecessary for me in the life that I live kind of thing. I'm already up and fucking let's go like just on my own. Like I don't have like a super high energy kind of thing, but like fucking my brain doesn't shut the fuck up, like, ever. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I'm bad at that kind of shit. So me on coke is like
multiplied.
Yeah, like there's no need.
Yeah.
I already stay up till fucking 4 or 5 a.m. kind of thing. If I do coke, like now I'm up till fucking 7 a.m. Get out of my face. Like, that's dumb.
You're on cokehead hours sober.
Yeah, exactly.
Not sober, but
I'm already a cokehead. So like
Yeah.
me actually doing drugs and shit like that is just kind of like, fuck. It's not good for me personally. So if if you're a boring ass low energy motherfucker, maybe you need some coke, dog.
So okay.
Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, listen to Mr. Garrison.
Okay, here we know who fucking
yeah. Drugs are bad, okay?
Yeah. Gee whiz, but also shaped me as a human being, and I think like I can read people better because of my experiences, like altogether. Like I know what it's like to be one of those people, I guess. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's like when pastors and shit like that are like, I used to fucking whatever, like gnarly shit kind of thing. Like a lot of pastors and whatever have like these gnarly pasts, and then they're like, and then I found the Lord.
It's like, I used to butcher people for life, and then found the Lord.
Not anymore, though.
Yeah.
I'm saved. So, yeah, I kind of like, I don't know. I like knowing that I've been in the dark places kind of thing, because it gives me like a better understanding of like the human experience kind of. Like,
that makes sense.
I'm not just a fucking goody two shoes or whatever the fuck. Like, I've really been out here.
Well, that's the whole, like, most, if not all, artists, like musicians, movie stars, actors, like all these people, most of these people came from a bad place and
drugs.
Yeah.
Came from drugs.
Like came from a bad place, a bad environment. Like they, when they grew up, their home environment wasn't that good. So they came from pretty much rags to riches type shit.
Yeah.
So I think it is great that to understand the struggle and understand, where you or to remember where you came from as well.
It's valuable.
Very valuable.
You need to do it, because otherwise, like, I feel like I would just be bland, like if I hadn't lived and like the rough shit.
Got some battle scars.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you're not like soft.
Me at 28, like I've seen shit or whatever. Like I've done things myself. Just being in whatever certain situations, putting myself in the fire, so to speak, as opposed to like keeping yourself on a shelf and pristine in the package or whatever the fuck. Like
being a suit.
I've been ripped the fuck out of my package for a long time kind of thing. And that has its downsides as well. But like altogether, I think I'm better for it. Like the decisions that I've made and stuff, like the last podcast thing that I sat on, people were like, do you think your drugs and blah, 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 like maybe held you back and this and that? And it's like, for sure. Like, definitely. If I wasn't like fucking around, like maybe I would have like been a little further in my career kind of thing. But at the same time, the thought that I have all the time that kind of overrides that is like me at 19, if I had fucking overnight success or whatever, I would have fucked it away. I would have fucked it off kind of thing. Like just on a level of like wise, like how smart I was at the time, the decisions I would have made. Like I would have been one of those young dudes that like fucking gets money, spends it on drugs, and fucking whatever, crashes my Lambo, fucking what's his head, Lil Pump. I would be like that. Yeah. But now it's like I have a little bit of like fucking grown man in me that if shit went super well for me, I would be like, assess the situation, fucking what makes the most sense for me to do right now. Like, let's make some fucking smart financial decisions. Like put my money in places that'll like make me more money kind of shit. I wouldn't have done that if I would have got the success that I wished for when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I heard Joe Rogan talk about this and other people. when people become famous at an early age, like those child actors, that's the age they become, and that's the pretty much the age where they kind of stay at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see it with I don't know, like Macaulay Culkin and like Britney Spears and who else? What are some names that come off the top?
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, if you have a certain kind of life where you're like sheltered and just like thrown immediately into fucking bonkers, whatever superstar celebrity lifestyle, you never went to fucking public school or whatever, I can't relate to you. I don't know what that's like. You know what I mean? You're not going to touch me in my soul. I would rather talk to people that fucking lived the life I live, kind of thing. Yeah. I feel like I'm becoming like somewhat of an advocate for that. Just like, I'm a dude. I'm just like you, kind of thing. But like fucking whatever, we can make music as well.
For sure.
We don't have to all be like fucking rich or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm a dude sitting in the motorhome, but my jams are cool. Like,
right.
Kind of thing. Like, fucking come over here. Fucking stay a while. Yeah. Smoke a joint with me, fucker.
It's like, say if you're in a war, you don't want someone that's like hasn't gone through the trials and tribulations.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Yeah. You want someone that has those battle scars that can be right there with you, you know? That can like fight the fight with you. You don't want someone that's gonna just run away when I want to be able goes fucking tough, when the shit hits the fan.
It's like it's something as small as a lot of us around a similar age like have like movie references that we all know together and things like that. If someone spouts a fucking Pineapple Express line, it's like someone's gonna know that shit.
Yeah.
In this circle, kind of thing.
Right.
So as far as like having a somewhat rough past kind of thing, if I don't feel like you feel me on some of those kind of things, you lose a little respect almost. Because it's like, like if I pick up on I'm sitting making music with somebody and then they don't feel me on one of the things, whatever it is, me like talking about like, oh, like shit's hard sometimes because you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, I have kids kind of thing. So, like, that's fucking a difficulty for me. And if you're a fucking 22-year-old and you have no idea what it's like to be a father and fucking try and make your music anyway and woo, like, you don't feel me.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to be in my shoes in this position, to wear these Crocs that I'm wearing right now.
Facts.
So, yeah, like, kids was a random example, but like shit like that. Things just whatever, me having a certain type of like difficulty to my life or whatever, if I don't feel like you're struggling to do what you're doing, it doesn't mean as much to me. Because if you're just hanging out and shit's easy for you and fucking, oh, like, blah, blah, I make music when I feel like it kind of thing, fuck you. It's not supposed to be easy. You know, like, if anything, like, I feel like the best music has, like, fucking pain in it.
Facts. Factuals.
Younger me, I tried to, like, super mask it with, like, making, like, funny stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was in a dark place, so I would make these, like, lighthearted songs to try and, like, pull myself out of it and, like, show people, if you were sad with me, like, fucking, who cares? Let's just have fun and, like, forget about it for a little bit. I was trying to, like,
mask it,
trying to have the tension away from the pain kind of thing. But then in the last couple of years, I had, like, a breakup, you know what I mean? Like, cliche, corny style. Like, I was just like, now I have something to write about for real, though, you know? Because, like, before, it was like I was sad, but I didn't feel like I had a message to give anybody, so I just did dumb shit to kind of, like, forget about the message kind of thing. Like, fucking don't think about message having meaning. Let's just have fun and not think about being fucking sad. But then at some point, I kind of realized, like, let me fucking lean into this shit. Like, let me say exactly what's on my fucking heart and mind so that someone can maybe feel me on it. Like, I feel like that would be more valuable to like a 16-year-old me. Like if I saw someone doing that, if I heard someone just telling me exactly what the fuck was going on, I'm sad, bitch. And like sometimes you're going to be sad and that's fine. Like it doesn't mean you're not cool anymore or whatever the fuck. Like you can still be sad and be cool.
For sure.
So that's kind of, I want to say, like my approach now, instead of being like, let's ignore the pain, be like, let's fucking talk about it. Like whatever. I'm not going to shy away from it or be embarrassed about it or have someone tell me like you shouldn't be crying on TikTok or whatever the fuck. Like if I want to do that, I fucking will.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows there's people out there that, like I said, like who's going to feel me on this and woo woo woo. There's people out there that needed to see me crying on TikTok so that they didn't feel like they're a piece of shit for being sad kind of thing. Just because you're not sad and you see me crying on TikTok and go, oh, that's a bad look or whatever for you. Like if you were crying on TikTok, it probably would look stupid and be or whatever. Like you wouldn't do it. That's why you don't like it. But it's like me personally, I'm not going to lie. Like on TikTok, the one thing that like did well for me, it was me fucking crying, talking about my ex. I post music on there all the time. I post dumb, funny shit on there all the time. But the one thing that got me like 1 million views was me fucking, whatever, I'll be with her anyways or whatever. I don't remember what I said verbatim, but it was just some shit like, you can't tell me like if I love this person, if she called right now, I'd do it again or whatever kind of thing.
Right.
And people are just in the comments like, he's so real for this and blah, 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 or whatever kind of thing. Like I said, like there's some person out there that like feels like that, but feels like they can't say it. And I'm like, fuck it, scream it. Let everybody know I miss this girl kind of thing.
Right.
You're not going to make me feel dumb about that. Like, fuck you.
I mean, like just being genuine and showing your true self in a world where people are like trying to be like hard or trying to be like the shit. It's like,
Right.
you know, I think that's where people stand out. Because even the people that shifted music culturally, like Kid Cudi, Kanye, like they were the people at that time to really put out what they really wanted to put out. Where around that time was mostly like gangsta rap and like hard shit. You know, they went a different route. They went, let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about
Lonely
depression.
Stoner
Seems to free his mind at night.
type shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where my heart is as well. Like someone like Kid Cudi, and hearing him in interviews be like, fucking, I'm making this music so people like me feel less alone, you know? Like that's exactly the same way I feel, you know what I mean? Like I'm not making music for fucking cool dudes to stand around and smoke backwoods or whatever. Like I want some fucking teenager that's like, should I be alive or not, to like listen to my music and be like, I'll hang out a little longer. That's all, you know, that's all it's for at the end of the day, because that's what music did for me, like throughout my life. Like when I was like, get me the fuck out of here, like I don't want to do this anymore. What is the point of anything? Like I didn't talk to anybody. I wasn't letting them in on my struggles or problems, issues. I just internalized all of it, and then would like listen to music and be like, okay, it was like music was talking to me. Music was there for me.
Like you were able to connect with that.
It's
like, oh, he's feeling the same feeling I'm feeling.
Yes. Yeah. So I was like, maybe it's not so bad, or like maybe there's hope kind of thing. Like fucking, if this dude is
going through it,
then I'm not wrong or whatever. Because like sometimes it's easy when you're like fucking 14 and everyone's just like, what are you doing or whatever, and you don't know, you're a fucking kid still kind of thing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I just felt like I was doing everything wrong. So like listening to music kind of like took that pressure off me. Like I didn't think about it. I was just like, fucking, it takes you somewhere else. It's like fucking watching a good movie or reading a good book kind of thing. Like when you can just like fucking step away for a second and be someone else for fucking couple minutes. I think that's the dragon that I chase in my own work, is like kind of trying to do that for myself, like a sense of like catharsis Like this is therapeutic for me. Like me making this music is kind of giving me a step out of my life for a minute. That's what I want to do for the people listening to it as well. Or if like you came to a show of mine that is just like fucking fun and love for however long.
It's like you're kind of making a world in a sense, right? Like you're making this world that people can just tap into for a little bit.
100%. Yeah, like I want, the people that come and sit in the motorhome with me. It's like it's a different kind of energy. It's a different kind of vibe. Like we're not at a fucking fancy studio and I come in there wearing chains and swinging my dick around going, I'm about to make some hard ass shit or whatever. It's not like that at all. Like it's like fucking sitting at your best friend's house when you're a teenager when you first started smoking or whatever the fuck. Like just a total like innocent fucking how I feel like it should be, but everyone just has their fucking ego so present, you know what I mean? Everyone's so worried about how fucking cool they look all the time and shit like that. There's no room for that here, you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't. We can't, because then that if your focus is on that, you'll never fucking make a cool song. Because you're just worried about fucking what you look like and what clothes you have on and shit like that. Like getting a fresh haircut. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that at all. Like, I'm sitting in the motorhome making music, like putting my energy and shit like towards what counts kind of thing. Because whether you see me and think I have swag or not, listen to a couple of my fucking songs. Like, that's kind of always been my approach. Is like, I feel like everyone else is worrying about the wrong shit, man. And that's why I fucking say what you will, but Kyle taking a step down to like come fuck with me, like he doesn't have to do that.
Right.
I'm just a fucking some dude, but the reason he feels like coming down,
For sure.
like reaching back for me kind of thing,
right,
is because of that. Like because he knows I focus on the fucking right things. Like I'm not sitting here like fucking wearing expensive clothes and my songs are ass.
Right.
Which is like a lot of dudes or whatever. Like if you just think of like quintessential corny fucking rapper guy that like whatever, he's wearing fucking all kinds of designer shit, and then you listen to a song and it's just auto-tuned fucking gibberish or whatever. Nothing original, just him doing what everyone's done a bajillion times before.
Right.
I would never be that guy.
Did you guys went to high school together? Is that how you know each other?
Kyle and I know. He went to Ventura, I went to Buena.
Oh, okay.
And he's like a year or two. I don't know like what grade he was in when I was, but like I'm like just a bit younger.
Right.
I'm younger. No, but
he's big, bro.
Yeah, dead ass. No, for real.
Yeah.
He's fucking helped me out so much, just like over the years or whatever. So much love, respect for that guy. Fucking gee whiz.
Yeah.
He and I know each other through Jada.
Okay.
But like from there, like he and I have been friends for years now.
It's dope.
Because I went to school with his girlfriend. Like we knew each other, and when she started dating him, like she knew I was making music too, so she would kind of like throw me little fucking whatever, like this is what Kyle's doing, like you could try doing something like that maybe and see how that works out for you, kind of thing.
What year? You said high school. What year was that? 20.
I was
like
supposed
2012.
Yeah, I was supposed to graduate 2012. So around that time, I was making music. I want to say the first time that they like reached out to me, and like Kyle's manager was like,
shout out to Nolan. Is that
yeah,
Nolan?
baby.
Yeah.
Fucking love that guy too. So much love for them. Jada reached out to me and was like, Nolan's interested in you. And that was like 2016, 17.
Damn.
And it was a slow, like, I got in there a little bit kind of thing. Do you know who 24 Hours is?
No.
Made in Tokyo?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So 24 Hours is Made in Tokyo's brother. One little day, I was with Brick. You know Brick, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually the first one that kind of gave me a door. Like
Brick?
yes. Like he had me like start coming out to LA and just like play him beats kind of thing. And one day I'm like sitting over there and he just goes, 20 is about to pull up. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is that? Kinda. Like, I didn't know who he was talking about really. And then homie shows up and it's fucking Made in Tokyo's brother. And they're just like sitting there listening to me fucking play beats. And it was like a super weird, like I was, put it this way. I was like chubby and bald. Like I was not me now. I was like this fucking wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Fucking still.
Like, probably like a wife beater. I'm just imagining a wife beater, bro.
Holy shit. I'm in there wife beatered up. No, but it was a random, I'm not going to lie to you. Made in Tokyo, I had been like studying this motherfucker. Like
Really?
dead ass. Cause
Before that?
Yes. Because Uber Everywhere
Yeah.
came out and I was paying attention, man. Like I was tapped in. So I was like, what the fuck? Like this fool figured something out. Like there's a formula here to understand. He's doing something 100% right for it to go this way for him. You know what I mean? And then I kind of just started paying attention to everybody that was like involved. You know what I mean? So like Made in Tokyo 24 Hours, I was like listening to all these motherfuckers' music. And then I ended up in the studio with them kind of thing.
That's wild.
It was a weird manifest. And it was almost like too real. I don't know how else to describe it. Like I just caught myself in the room with these dudes that I had been studying. So it was like a fucking out of body, you know? And then this dude 20, listening to my beats was like, these are hard. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, we're about to go to the studio and you should come kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no fucking way. You know, like me in my head, I was like, my fucking life's about to change. You know what I mean? And it did not go that way. Because, yeah, this is like 2017 or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking years ago. And I was like, here it is. Like, this is my fucking.
This is how we get out of the hood.
Yeah. Dead ass.
yeah.
I thought it was fucking happening.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes to show. And I think, like, that's why I've had a bunch of moments like that to where I'm like, okay, sometimes shit seems like it's about to tipping point kind of thing. I'm here, this thing's happening, I'm about to go fucking next level, and then you almost drop down one, dude. Like it's a fucking weird sinking feeling of like I thought something was about to happen, you know? Like that one's hard to take kind of thing. But after a while, now I'm like fucking impervious to it, bro, because I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I've had dudes tell me I'm gonna do this. We're gonna fucking be on tour, and you're coming or whatever the fuck. And then I'm like, okay, sure.
Like not having expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm chilling. I'm gonna keep doing what the fuck I do anyway.
Exactly.
And like that's kind of what's the most important to me. I feel like at the end of the day, I can't be wrong if I just keep pouring love into the craft.
That's the reward.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the gold in what you're doing.
I like having fucking songs, man. You know,
It's like sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
It's like you doing your work. That's the reward, and whatever comes after that is just extra.
Yeah, we should, bro. Like the amount of people that are out here doing shit like just for pat on back kind of thing, because they want someone to go fucking good job, sweetie. Like shut the fuck up. Like no, that's not gonna happen over here, dog. If anything, this is like a thankless. What do you call it? If you don't love it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because what do you call it? No one's.
Why are you doing it then? If
yeah,
you don't
exactly.
love it.
It's because bitches and money and shit like that. Like the reason that teenagers get into it.
You sold your soul.
Going fucking Lil Wayne sips lean and looks cool. I want to be like that kind of thing. And then they just emulate their favorite rapper but never make fucking songs kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a balance to be had. Like fucking pay attention. Like
kind of tapped in.
Like take some notes or whatever. Fucking inspiration. things of this nature, but at the end of the day, like no matter who you're like taking after and blah blah blah, if you're too worried about like what you how cool you look while you're making 0 fucking songs, your songs aren't going to be very good. That's the scale that at which I balance myself. You know what I mean? Like fucking, I'd rather fucking the shit that I'm wearing right now. Like I got this at fucking like Spencer's in the mall or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm not wearing Gucci right now, but like my songs, that's where I put my focus and it shows, kind of thing. So I'd rather have people. I've always felt this way, and like when I met 24 Hours and I said like I was just like a fucking little chubby fucking shaved head random white dude hanging out in the fucking stew, like it was weird, but like my music speaks for me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I love the thought of me walking into a room and someone like instantly hating kind of and being like, what the fuck is this fool about? Like what's about to happen? Like, does this fool make music at all? And if he does, it probably sucks or whatever. And then I play him some shit and then they're like immediately humbled. And like, oh, I shouldn't have judged this guy because his beats are fucking pretty cool or whatever.
What was it like just when you were in the studio and you were just playing, like you were making music? What was like, were you nervous? Were you like, what were you going through?
With those dudes?
Yeah. Like,
just
being in there. Like
my initial, the first couple of times I started getting like invited to studios and like I could tell people were like interested in working with me, or just even if it was just they wanted to use my beats, that's fine as well. It was a little bit scary, a little bit nervous, but like for the most part, I'm not gonna lie, like I think I had a part of my crazy Kanye mind,
for sure,
or whatever, like people side-eyeing me and going, what's your fucking deal? Like, how do you believe in yourself so much when nothing has fucking happened? I was like, I'm gonna do something, like you'll see, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, I was like, I fucking knew it. You know what I mean? Like I knew I wasn't tripping. Like I am capable of getting in the fucking room with people, and having it go well. Like it's not like I'm sitting in the motorhome going like, wait till motherfuckers hear these beats, and then I'm sitting in the room with 20 and they're like, like I don't, like those beats are okay, kind of thing. They were like, these are hard, like let's fucking go, kind of.
Right.
Or not kind of, I shouldn't downplay myself. Like that is dead ass how it happened. They're like, we need to go to the studio right now, kind of thing.
Right.
So I definitely was like fucking, yep, like in my mind, like check box, like fucking, I'm not crazy.
That's like another step. And you were saying like you kind of go down, but that's like kind of like validation. It's like, okay, there's the bar and let me keep raising the bar.
Yep. So yeah, it's been in increments, small albeit, but nonetheless, like I've been fucking tortoise in the hair type shit. I'm tortoising the fuck out, man. I'ma still win though.
Yeah, facts.
At the, whatever it is about, like,
what's like we've already won.
Yeah, I have an unmovable, maybe I'm just stubborn, like I don't know for sure. I couldn't like pinpoint it or like give you a fucking concrete answer, but it's like whatever it is about me that's like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it my way. Like that's why things have like worked out for me a little bit, is because I just fucking stayed doing it, and that's literally all. Right. I feel like that's something that matters more than people realize. They making music, you have to make a bunch of shitty songs before you make a good one. And I think too many people, they don't get past that making a bunch of shitty ones. Mm-hmm. They want to go straight to making fi, and it's like, that's not fair. You don't get to go straight to making good shit. You have to sit here and struggle and figure it out like the rest of us, bruv. The only difference between someone like me and someone like that is that I got my shitty songs out of the way when I was fucking younger. You know what I mean? I think about this all the time. There's like some people, I'm 28. There's someone that just started rapping at 24 or 25, whatever, just a couple years behind me, but I've put in so much work in the last 20 years, it'll take you too long to catch up to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? By the time you get as good as me, you will be 40.
Yeah.
Dead ass. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it just equates. That's how it fucking equals whatever. That's how it.
I mean, like with music, but with anything, bro. It's like
Yeah.
if you haven't put in the work, then you don't deserve to be where you're at. Where
And
you
don't get
think
me
you're at.
wrong, like there's special occasions kind of thing, like fucking Prodigy wise, like there's some dickhead that just started rapping and he's gonna fucking blow past me kind of thing. Like that's gonna happen every once in a while. But also something to keep in mind is like that kid might be able to make one hit song on accident.
Then it's like sustainability. It's like
Exactly. Can
being
you
able
do it
to
again?
sustain yourself.
Do you even know what the fuck you did?
Yeah.
So that you can try and capture it and recreate that? Like, probably not. And then even if you do have like a fucking blueprint, so to speak, like you're gonna fucking sit here and make that song over and over again, like get out of my face.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here for that. I don't want to be a part of anything like that. Like me personally, I like the fact that what do you call it? It's like
a grind, slow grind.
and fucking like uncertainty involved.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the analogy is someone that wins the lottery and they don't know how to manage their expenses and
Right.
invest. They're probably going to lose it all. But someone that took the time to learn how to invest, buy real estate and stuff, they're going to make that money work for themselves.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize or like ever have the thought kind of what we were talking about, like losing your childhood. That's like one of the things involved, but like just having success early, period. You know what I mean? And what comes with that, and fucking how are you going to handle it, and woo woo woo. Would I have liked to be successful earlier? Sure. But like the fact that I've been on the outside and like close enough that I'm like learning shit and like seeing how to fucking move and things like this, I feel like that's important as well. Like I carry myself a little differently than a lot of the people around here because it's like whatever, the energy that a lot of people come with around here is a little off, you know, like it's kind of, I don't want to say wrong, but it's just like misplaced. The energy of like a lot of the rappers around here, or just in general, like people that make music, it comes with like a cockiness and blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Well, you can feel it.
You have to believe that you're the one, and like, sure, I understand that.
That's
like,
rap.
It's like I'm one of you, so like I
Yeah.
get it, but like at the same time, like even if you do cool shit, like don't fucking come in my room swinging your dick around or whatever. Look how cool I am. Look how big my dick is or whatever. It's like, dog, in my personal space kind of thing, there's no room for that. There's no room for like fucking
Just ego. Just like leave your ego at the door.
if it's anything but friendly competition, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like fucking, if you want to do better than me, that's fine. Do it or whatever, but don't be a fucking hater about it. Like fucking, you love me and I love you, but like fucking, I'm going to do my best to fucking outdo you or whatever the fuck, like show you that I'm the one. If we're all the one, we can't all be the one. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where it becomes like, how are you going to set yourself apart and show us that you're the one without like being a fucking asshole about it, you know?
I think that's just being yourself, bro. Right? You think? It's like just being you.
Yeah, like
to the max.
let the work speak for itself. You don't have to be fucking mean to, because even if you're right, like, because I could sit here and be like, dudes aren't recording themselves. I am. My shit sounds better than yours or whatever. And I don't have to pay anybody for that. Like, I don't have an engineer that I'm sitting there paying fucking $60 an hour.
Sorry. Are you so you're recording yourself, you're mixing everything, you're producing everything?
Yes, I make all my own beats. When I make the songs that have guitar and bass on them, I play that myself. Literally everything that I do music-wise is only me. It doesn't go through anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that like people don't realize, you know, they think I'm just like whatever, I guess like getting beats off YouTube and taking it to my fucking engineer and recording songs or whatever, but it's not like that. I literally like from scratch everything. Like these motherfuckers are going to the store and buying a cake, you know what I mean? Not me. I'm like at the crib really fucking putting every little ingredient in myself, dog. So that's why it's like a little bit different. Like I feel like it's palpable. Like you can feel how fucking organic it is because like I go out of my way. Like I ensured that like I would be the only one that's making the shit that I'm making. You know what I mean?
For sure. And it's all you. Everything is you. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It hasn't been tainted by anybody else.
Yeah, no one's sitting next to me going like, "Oh, I think there should be more reverb on this vocal or whatever the fuck." Like I don't like that hi-hat on the beat or that snare is sharp or whatever. Just the smallest details, someone else influencing me, there's none of that. You know what I mean? It literally is just me going like, do I like it?
Yeah.
Is it okay for my standards kind of thing?
Do you ever like play your stuff and just get opinions and be like, hey, like, what does it sound like? And then, you know, they offer their opinion and be like, oh, you know, that's kind of dope. Like I should probably, or do you like, for you, do you just release it? Like what's
half
your process?
and half.
Yeah.
I would say like for the most part, I am pretty like I keep my shit to myself. And it is like, well, put it this way. Some shit I used to get like in arguments with my mom sometimes because she would be like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And I would be like, you don't know shit about music. You know what I mean? Like fucking if Dr. Dre told me exactly what you're saying right now, I would listen to him. But since you're not Dr. Dre and you're my mom, I can't listen to you. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm careful with who I ask.
Yeah, that makes
their
sense.
opinion, because some people could listen to one of my songs and go, that's trash. I don't like it. I don't like what you rapped about on there or whatever. I don't like the beat kind of thing. But to be honest, like I've reached a point in like my making beats and shit that I know I'm not just making ass. It's not trash. You might not like it, you know, and that's okay. That has to be okay with me. I can't expect everyone to like my music. But I know like that it's what do you call it, acceptable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I make music that is in fact music and you can like bob your head to it kind of thing.
For sure.
I have a couple close friends that I trust, but even then I'm careful. Like I have one in particular, Sam, shouts out Sam, I love you. This boy was like my biggest critic, but like also like my biggest fan, like someone that was looking out for me and just wanted me to make the best music. He knew I could make better music and that I was not living up to it. Because imagine just seeing your homie with like big potential fucking it off.
For sure.
And like dropping shitty songs and dropping songs that are like not mixed well. So it's like that's who he's always been for me, is someone that was like, this mix is off. And I was like, fuck, dog. You know what I mean? Like, can't you just say you like my shit ever? You know? But like at the same time, if he did that, if he yes-manned me, it would be to my
downfall.
not benefit. Well, how would you say that?
Yeah, like you would be to your downfall. Like it wouldn't be good for
it
for you.
Be productive for me. Yeah, I wouldn't like try and do better, you know? So it does kind of suck when you have someone like you're doing something, you're like, is this good enough? And they're like, almost. You're almost there kind of thing. And you're like already in your mind doing as much as you can. I feel like that's super frustrating, but at the same time, it's like anything else. Like if you're about to fucking give up on that last push-up, but you have a friend going, fucking one more, dog. You know, like you got to do it.
Don't fail me, sensei.
So I need those kind of people. I kind of like thrive off of that, but I'm choosy about like who I listen to. Kind of, I don't fucking listen to anyone.
Yeah.
And never mind. Yeah, that's a lie.
Shouldn't.
Sometimes you should. Like even me being that kind of person, I realize like it's not good for me always because I've made some fucking mistakes, but at the end of the day, I like being able to like admit that, like or just put the blame on me. I don't get to point fingers at anyone because I always listen to myself. So that's something, sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I like it more than if you fucked up my thing. Because then
accountability.
When I have someone to be mad at, it almost makes it worse because I'm like, I would have done it if it wasn't for you kind of thing. But like when it's your fault, you don't get to do that. And you just have to fucking whatever. Take
Accept it.
Take a step back, fucking reassess the situation, whatever. Step your game up.
For sure.
That's like my fucking motto, man. Step your fucking game up, dog. That's like what I tell myself in every aspect of my life. Like, low key, I'm like one of those people that like I want to be the fucking best at everything or whatever. Like, I'm not passive about the shit that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I sat down and told myself I'm going to learn how to make songs, and I fucking did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just down to every fucking grain, man. Every fucking little thing. Like, it's a lot. There's people that go, I want to play drums, and they never really stick to it. I stuck to like 6 different things to this day. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I've done more than a lot of people, whatever, ever sit down, like, discipline wise. You never learned how to play guitar. I learned how to play fucking a bunch of shit, and I still do. I still play the shit because I just told myself that's the only option, kind of thing. There is no other way. And maybe I'm fucking crazy for that, but at the same time, like, I'd rather be me and like have this like little fucking handbasket full of cool shit that I do instead of be the fucking majority vast that's like, fucking, I play guitar a little bit. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you, dog. I'm like sweating in here.
It's hot in the booth.
Is there a fucking industrial fan in this thing?
I only have a space heater. That's the only thing I have.
You only have a heater.
Dude, I run cold.
For real?
I run cold.
Oops, I just spit on that.
You're good.
I just spit on it.
We could open the door. That's like,
is that gonna help a lot?
Yeah, that'll help. Want to open it? Yeah, we can open it.
I'll do it. You want me?
Yeah. Ugh. Break.
Sweating in the armpits.
Musty. Very, very musty. Oh, yeah.
Cool guy. Does it switch itself?
Yeah, it switches itself.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't want to sweat in this right now, actually.
I guess taking it back to them early days. Back in the day, after playing drums, so it was drums. When did you get into producing?
Making beaties came out of, I guess, just that's what made the most sense to me as far as like I wanted to be in a band or some shit, and like producing was the only way that I could like get everything done, like play all the parts myself and shit like that. Like, I didn't have anyone else. Listening to rap, like, I started kind of like falling in love with other people's beats, and I would be like, I could probably do this, you know, like, I understand the patterns and the chords and shit that's happening, so like I could probably sit down and fucking figure out how to make these. To be honest, some of Odd Future's like earliest shit taught me how to make beats, because I just sat there and was like, okay, like, these dudes fucking have like 3 drum sounds, like, it wasn't a lot going on, and I was like, and it fucking works. Like, it's passable, it's a song. So I kind of just like mental note was like, okay, in order for it to feel like a song, it only needs like fucking 4 parts or whatever the fuck. So I liked other people's beats a lot. I'm fucking terrible at explaining myself sometimes. I liked other people's shit so much that I was like, I want to give it a try, kind of thing. I had a friend. Where'd you go to school?
High school?
Yeah.
Oxnard. And then I went to Camarillo as well. So Camarillo was freshman, sophomore. Oxnard High School was junior, senior.
For sure. I thought you might know this kid that I was about to name drop right now, but fucking, I had this homie Gage, and he was like a year younger than me. But I went over to his house and he was just like playing a song that he had made himself. Like he rapped on a fucking like laptop mic or whatever, and he just like had a YouTube beat or something and like put a verse on it, and it was shit. Like it was terrible or whatever, but like he made a song himself. And I remember we're like sitting there smoking or kind of shit, and I hear this song playing in the background. I was like, who is this? And he was like, it's me. And I was like, fucking what? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean it's you, dog? You know? Because back then I couldn't even understand, like, how did you put yourself on a beat? Like how,
Right.
and like I didn't know the first thing about like formulating a verse or whatever, like putting together a fucking rap that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this homie that was like on it a little bit before me, and it just inspired the fuck out of me. I was like, this fool like has this other thing that he's into. Like I'm into the music side hard as fuck. This fool likes writing fucking raps or whatever. So I started attempting to make beats in hopes that I could shoot them his way. I didn't have any interest in rapping myself in the beginning. I just wanted to fucking put my drums knowledge to use in the best way that I could. I realized like I used to play like fucking metal. Like I liked that kind of music. I played that kind of music, and I saw myself being that kind of artist kind of thing. I was like, I'll probably end up playing drums in a fucking metal band.
Hard.
Yeah. Still me, dog, in my heart. I'll still do it.
Make some screamo.
Yeah, any fucking way. Started trying to make beats so that my homie could rap on them. And then, sure enough, like after a while, it just kind of turned into like, we would be listening to beats and he would freestyle, and then he would be like, your turn. And I'd be like, no way. Like, not me, man. Like, I'm not going to rap. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it felt so far away and like dumb and like embarrassing. And, up until this point, like I just had like class clown, funny guy energy, or what. People didn't even know that I was into music. I just loved it privately kind of thing. And people would like come to my house and I would like play guitar and they would be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what?
This was high school?
Yeah.
What year?
Like 2009.
Junior?
I was a freshman. 2009.
Okay.
So when I got into high school, I had already been playing drums for like fucking 4 years, 5 years, some shit, you know, and people had no idea.
Oh, shit.
So I would just like sit down and kind of like shred as far as they were concerned. They were like, this motherfucker actually plays drums like a lot or whatever. For me, I knew I still had a long way to go kind of thing. But for them, they were just like, wow, so good. Good job, sweetie, type shit. So my homie started rapping. He got me to start doing it. I just felt super fucking weird about it. I was just like, I can't take this seriously. And then I had like a weird fucking flip to where like I was like, I'm gonna be the best. You know? I just like had this because I understood drum patterns and shit, it made it easier for me to put words together. Cause like I understand rhythm and shit. You know what I mean? So like I wasn't like having a hard time
finding them pockets
type shit. So I kind of hit the ground running and was just like, I'm going to be so good at this because it's easier for me than it is for you kind of thing. But then immediately humbled kind of thing. Like I fucking thought I was going to be so good or whatever that I kind of like jammed it down people's throats and was like, check this shit out, you dumb bitch. Like I'm about to be the most fire out of anybody or whatever. And they're just like, okay. Like, even if that's true, like, you're being an asshole kind of thing. And it wasn't true. Like, I was ass.
It's like you were letting your words speak for you rather than the raps.
Exactly. It was like, it was fucking backwards, like how I am now. Like, I'm pretty good. And I'm like, like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
But back then, I was like, I'm going to be so fucking, And it was just a bad look. It left bad taste in people's mouths kind of thing. Like, people didn't fuck with me, really. And I was just like, watch this shit. It's fucking lame. So, like, I see why people are like, shut the fuck up. Because I dead ass was like on Facebook or whatever, and like I think I sent like a shitload of people like a webcam recording of me just like rapping to a beat in the background. Like it wasn't a song, it wasn't blah blah blah. It was just like I recorded me on a shitty fucking whatever, like a old ass super shitty quality camera. Probably the wackest bars ever, and sent it to fucking everybody. And oh fuck. Little golden nugget. I used to not love Kyle. And during this time, I like sent this shitty video and was like, if you don't think this is better than Kyle, you can punch me in my face. I felt so strongly about it. I was like, if y'all don't fuck with or whatever, if you don't think this is better than Kyle, you can punch me. And it was funny because like someone got back to me and were like, okay, like I didn't think that was better than Kyle. So like, can I cash in on that punch to your face or what? And then that's when it's like,
But I remember Kyle talking about how he did that as well. He went around that time.
Yeah,
at MySpace.
you got to do it.
He would be sending a bunch of his music too.
You got to fucking do it, man. It's part of the fucking grind, dude.
Yeah. But now I feel like people do that and it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking dangerous territory because it's one of those things where like if you're not sending your music to people, probably no one else is going to do it for you, you know, but it just feels so
nasty.
Yeah. It feels I don't have the right word for it right now. Like degrading. It feels like you're doing something not cool to yourself. It's like
you're being a prostitute.
You're dead ass selling your butt cheeks on the street.
Yeah, for free. Oh,
selling your butt cheeks for free for meth.
You're advertising yourself.
Yeah, dog. This is gold. It's just shooting yourself in the foot kind of thing. Like, that's the way I see it now. I realize it's not. Like, that's something that Kyle has kind of been in my ear. Like, fucking get over it. Like, send your shit to people. Because otherwise, like, how are they going to fucking hear it? Like, you expect people to just stumble across your shit on fucking Apple or whatever? Like, if someone doesn't know your name and type the shit in, they're not going to listen. They're not going to find it or whatever the fuck. Like, my shit isn't on playlists just getting fucking played for people. Like, I have to literally put it in the front of their face somehow for them to access it type shit. But I don't know. For me personally, I think I just felt like that time in my life was behind me. Because, like, on Twitter, I used to sit my dumb ass on Twitter and send my shitty songs to every fucking body on the planet. You know, like, I would just sit there and, like, until the limit was reached, until they were like, you can't fucking tweet anymore kind of thing. I would just sit there and fucking, like, you know what I did? I would go to, like, fucking Puya's comments and just send my songs to everyone in fucking Puya's comments. And people would mostly be like, this is ass. They would be like, this is trash. Like, why did you send me this? Most people don't listen, and if they do, they're like, this fucking sucks. You know what I mean? So to be honest, I just think I don't have it in me anymore. I do. I'm just being a fucking bitch, but like fucking, I don't want to sit on the internet, send my song out physically to a shitload of fucking people that are either not going to listen to it or low-key just be like trolls. Like, this is ass, ha ha ha, fucking later. You know what I mean? It's so easy for people to do that, but it's like, bro, this is my literal fucking life we're talking about.
Right.
It would be like if I made fucking candles or whatever the fuck, and people are like, these shits look ass, you know? And I'm like,
candles
bro,
smell like shit.
Yeah, it's like I literally put everything I have into this, bro. Like, for you to sit there and just, because it only takes you 2 seconds to say some asshole shit or whatever, but you're fucking downplaying my whole thing, man. That's taken years. And whatever, just people don't like put themselves in each other's shoes enough kind of thing. But at the same time, like, as I'm saying that, like, I don't listen to people's music if they send it to me. Like 9 times out of 10, And if you're not like my fucking homie that like I make music with you kind of thing, if you just send me songs and fucking expect me to listen to it because like probably not.
Yeah, that's something when I get sent stuff as well. I open it and just kind of just swipe out of there.
Yeah, like I might fucking throw a heart on that motherfucker or something, you know? Like I might show you that I saw it at least, you know, but at the same time, like I don't know what people expect. Like if you don't ask for feedback specifically kind of thing, like if you don't send me a song and
Yeah.
go like fucking do you think whatever, the mix on this is okay.
Yeah.
If you don't like ask me a question about it, I'm not going to like pick your shit apart just because or a fucking what do you call it? If I listened to it and I didn't like it, I'm not going to tell you I did.
Here's the thing. I think it's like robotic. I feel like it's not like genuine because it's like just kind of like cookie cutter, like, hey, listen to this, rather
Yeah.
than it being like a personal thing where it's like one-on-one type stuff.
This is what I tell people all the time. And
Yeah.
this is like what I live. It's way different when you're at a party, you make music, and you go up to someone and tell them, I make music, listen to my music.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good, or whatever. You're talking about yourself and how fucking amazing you are, or whatever. That's just not a good look like in any other situation. Like if you're a fucking amazing football player and you go, I'm so good, check me out, kind of thing. It's like, ew. It's way better and meaningful, way better and more meaningful when other people are the ones talking about you instead of you talking about you. You talking about you is like, shut up. It's like ego stroke ass shit. You know what I mean? But like someone else being like, hey, my boy, he's really good. Like, I think you would like his music. That means so much more. Like your friend telling you because they know your taste kind of thing. I know what kind of music you like. I like this dude. I think you would like him too. That makes sense as opposed to me walking up to you and being like, I'm cool. Fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like desperate, you know? I'm not desperate. I'll let you find out on your own and fucking either see that you like my music a lot or that you don't like it at all or whatever, but you won't see me making a fool of myself like that regardless. You know what I mean? Whether the person I'm talking to did like my music or not, I'm not going to be the one to tell them I make music, check me out.
And like you were saying, it's kind of like just figuring out how to maneuver and just move, you know? Like you were saying earlier. It's kind of like one little
Right.
golden nugget.
One little tidbit, yeah.
Yeah.
Something I think about super often. Like, I don't relate to Post Malone hard as fuck or anything, but just like when he's like, don't be a dick, you know? Like, don't be a fucking dickhead, man. Like, that's kind of my motto as well, you know? Like, the way that I conduct myself kind of thing, the way I choose to be is like, fucking, let's just be cool.
And I think at the end of the day, it's just being a human being, like being like connecting with people and just being cool to people, like just being human.
Yeah, because even if people liked my music a lot and then met me and then I was like fucking insufferable, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would take away from it so much, you know? I like knowing that if someone likes my songs or not, just like meeting me, fucking nice guy. That guy was cool or whatever. Like fucking, as opposed to me being like a fucking jerk, like an asshole, and just being like, I'm so fire and like rude to people because like I think I'm better than you or whatever. I don't believe in that.
I remember reading Logic's book, and he talked about the first time you met the Wu-Tang Clan, and he was like, yeah, that was probably the dopest thing I've ever met, meeting my idols, and they were so cool. And it's like, yeah, he remembers that moment and wants to just share that moment with fans that meet him. So it's like kind of like passing on that feeling.
Yeah, I would like for, instead of all the stories of like meeting your idols and they're like, that guy was a fucking douchebag, man. Like, I don't want that to be me. Like, I would much rather like have someone be like, I want to fucking hang out with that guy, and then when they do, they're like, fucking, it was so much fun or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's something super small, like fucking having a beer or having a fucking joint somewhere, standing at the beach kind of thing. It's like, that's kind of like my vibe that I want to like bring to everybody or whatever. Like, if there's people out there that have like never even touched, like been close to like the way I do things or whatever, I like being able to give people a window into like a less stressful, like, it'll be okay. Like, I think that's kind of like my outlook in general, is just like, I'll be all right. Like, no matter what fucking happens, I have to be okay. It has to be okay. Even if shit's bad or whatever, it's got to be okay, kind of thing. Like, I don't know how else to explain it besides like fucking just be a fucking fortress kind of thing. But at the same time, like I said, like, I'll cry on TikTok. I'm not sitting here going, I have no emotions, but it's like, no matter what emotions I have temporarily, I'm gonna fucking keep showing up, kind of thing. Like, I feel like that's what's most important. Like, whether I'm sad or happy, the fact that I kept going, you can keep going and you don't have to like stress the fuck out about it.
Right.
As long as you're still trying, like, I think that's what people forget. Like, a lot of people don't remember that anymore. It's like, bro, maybe shit's not what you want it to be right fucking now, but the only way it's gonna get out of that is if you like give yourself a chance to make that happen.
I remember being in high school, and I fucking hated high school, bro. Like, I felt like I was trapped in jail. That's literally what.
You been in jail?
No, that's literally what it feels like. Even Pacifica High School was built by people that made jails.
Oh.
So it's like, it kind of felt like I was just trapped in this whole system. And I wouldn't say depressed, but I was like just down in the dumps. And it does, like you said, it does get better, because I mean, as long as you keep pushing forward and trying to be the best version of yourself, it's like small steps to that. You like, every day is like a small step towards a better life. It might not be the best version of you. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's a battle, bruv.
Yeah.
Every fucking day, but at the same time, as hard as it gets or as hard as it is all the fucking time, I'd still rather be doing what I'm doing. I think that's like the yin and yang of it. Like, as hard as it is, it's also fucking amazing. Like, I love living the life that I live, because like, it gets dark, but it always gets balanced out with that light. You know what I mean? Like, sure. Those steps that I took and felt like I went down or whatever, like, it's always been up. It just feels sometimes like you're going backwards and shit like that. But it's like, I'm so far away from what I was doing like 10 years ago. And I forget that all the time. Like, I'll sit there and like be low-key like fucking complaining, like, why aren't I doing better? But it's like, I am.
It's like, look where you are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I fucking am.
And where I was.
It's just because it's not what I imagined for myself. It's not what I pictured. So it's sometimes easy to be like, oh, but it's not what I wanted. It's like, you get a fucking, what do you call it? If you're a kid and you get one of those like fucking little Jeeps.
It's like, I wanted a pink Corvette, not a freaking white one.
Exactly. You got exactly what you wanted. It's just a fucking different color, dog. So shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, I'm so bad at that sometimes. I do get what I want, and it's still not enough, So like, that's kind of like a personal, you need to get over that shit, me included. Like, I wish I could scream that from the rooftops, but I don't practice what I preach on that one, kind of thing. I wish that I would learn that. Like, fucking count them blessings kind of thing. Like, realize that you are where you wanted to be. You got to where you wanted or whatever. Like, now you can do more, and that's fine. That's good, if anything. Because if you got to where you wanted and then it just fucking stops, like I feel like that's terrifying. Like how many people go just have this one goal in mind, one goal, and then you get there. Now what? Like what?
It's like I've reached the peak of the top of the mountain.
Yeah, like or you
It's
just
like, am I done?
or what do you call it? Wanting to be king kind of thing. What are you gonna do once you're king?
Just fucking start conquering other nations. Just kidding.
Yes, but too many people just focused on becoming king and not like what it means. Like, what are you gonna do once you get there? Like, do you have a fucking actual thing that you want to be king about, or is it just literally that? You know. So like that's where I kind of like defer. I don't just want to be king, dog. You know what I mean? So like that's why it's different for me. I think that's why it feels different is because what do you call it? I don't just like have that one goal in mind. Whereas like a lot of the other dudes, like rap wise, it is just I want to be king. I want to be fucking king, and it's like for why?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess okay. So for you, what is it that you see yourself? You know, you obviously making music, but is that like the thing that you're headed towards, or like is there anything else that you want to do that's like, yo, maybe I should try this?
Not necessarily. I've always just like imagined myself doing something that has to do with music. Like I never knew what it was going to be or like how I was going to fit in, like what's going to be the thing that like kind of like you said, maybe I end up just making beats for people. Like it's still music or whatever, and that's kind of like my friends and shit have always like been in my ear, like, oh, if shit doesn't work out, like you could still do this and still be in there, you know, at least kind of thing. And that's hard to hear. Like that's like a fuck that, like, because think about anyone else. If you were trying to be a fucking race car driver and someone goes, maybe you can work on the cars kind of thing, maybe you can slap them tires on and watch someone else live your dream.
Just fill her up.
Yeah.
You could just fill her up.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm going to be driving. I'm going to be driving that fucking car, dog, kind of thing. So it's like, that's what kind of gets me in trouble is like, I want to drive. But at the same time, it's not really a bad thing in my mind because it's like I pushed myself to become the one. Right. Whereas like a lot of people don't even put that faith in themselves ever. They don't let themselves think that they can be the one because I'm just little old me or whatever the fuck. But like, look at me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking me too. I'm just a dude, but like I fucking kept at it. And now I got my foot in the door. I have my whole dick in the door.
Mm. Nice. Somewhat like a huge inspiration for me is Tyler, the Creator.
Oh yeah.
And just what I'm kind of like studying him and emulating what he's doing. And, you know, it's like the music. He has music on lock. And then, you know, on the side, he has like his fucking clothes. He's doing like, he's producing albums for The Grinch. It's like he's doing so much dope shit. And I think it is possible to do other things as well. And while doing your main thing.
Yeah, true. You're right. I think where I get kind of frustrated with that is like how many hats, you know what I mean? Like how many things am I doing on top of the thing that I already do? And I've kind of spread myself thin with that one.
Yeah.
Like I know in my heart, like if I would have just stuck with drums only, like I would probably be fucking amazing, you know? But I didn't. I started doing other shit and teaching myself how to play guitar and bass and fucking piano and woo woo woo. Right. Anything I could get my hands on. So it's like now I'm pretty fucking good at all those, but like I could have been fucking phenomenal at one, you know?
Yeah.
I realized that because I took on so many things to do myself, that I'm only pretty good at most of them instead of like fucking top notch.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I'm glad I didn't do that. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Because the only example I have is like Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, I was going to bring him up.
He fucking shreds drums and
so
sings his little ass off. He's just fucking amazing. And a couple of times, like, he discouraged me. Like,
really?
Yeah, like me watching him. like me
Oh,
seeing what he's capable of, and
it's
just
fucking
like
insane, bro.
him doing a show and just like coming out and sitting at the drums and like doing like very technical tricky things on the drums. He's not just like keeping beat, he's like fucking shredding low key.
Right.
Low key shredding, and then just like that voice of his is fucking crazy, you know. So I was like, I'm not singing like that, I'm not playing drums like that. He just is whooping my ass. Like I can't do what he does, and that like fucked with me in my heart. I was like, he's better than me, better than I will probably ever get at those two things, you know. But then at the same time, it's easy for me to kind of like take a step back and be like, okay, I'm not the best drummer, I'm not the best singer as good as him, but I do these 7 other things that I feel like kind of bring me back up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you mentioned Mac Miller earlier, and like Mac Miller is a huge example of doing like, you know, playing drums, like bass, guitar, everything. He was a legit musician
love
as
Mac
well.
Miller. I love you, Mac.
R.I.P. And I remember I read his book as well, and he talked about his voice, and it's not the best, but what he learned was to like he listened to a lot of Bob Dylan, and Bob Dylan used his voice as an instrument. So like that's another thing where it's not like the best sounding voice, but it's really him. It's truly him.
Right.
Yeah.
There's more like heart in it as opposed to someone that just went to fucking whatever, like a singing teacher kind of thing, like fucking classically trained. You can hit notes all day, but like there's no fucking like heart, soul, pain in your voice kind of thing.
Right.
Because I'm the same. Am I the best singer? No. Like I'm not fucking Chris Brown, dude, or whatever. But it's like fucking this shit that I'm saying, I mean that.
Yeah.
I actually was sitting there fucking crying in the motorhome, fucking writing these songs about someone that I love and I miss and kind of thing or whatever. Not all of my songs, like my rap
Like
songs. I miss her.
Your alternative stuff.
The alternative ones where I'm singing is like I fucking, my heart was in them shits. Like fucking, and it feels like that because I'm not just some dickhead, whatever, getting something on YouTube and then fucking singing some shit on it with no emotion. Boring. Shoot me in my face. There's no way. We can't do that over here.
Right.
Be sad. Make music. If you were going to learn anything from me today.
But
what were you saying before that?
About Mac
I feel
Miller?
like oh yeah.
Well, but even before that.
Not having best voice and shit like that.
Well, something before that, it was the question of, damn, we went on the tangent.
Making music now, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm not the best at that.
it's all good.
Because I like to fucking, what do you call it? Like prerequisite. There's always like information that I feel like is valuable, and it's probably not.
I feel like there's some little golden nuggets in there for sure. I mean, right now, do you have anything that you're working on? I mean, you obviously do, but that's dropping.
Not necessarily.
Are you putting like a full project out? Because it's just singles, huh?
Back-to-back singles, baby. Yeah.
Is that the wave? Is that the move?
Ever since Rust said, I'm not gonna lie, like that's like, kind of where I got the idea. You know, like that's what I wanted to do anyways. But like having someone like Russ, he's successful. It kind of validated my thoughts on it because here's the deal. The first shit that I dropped on Apple was like a project, but I dropped them as singles because I knew if I put them out 12, here's 12 songs, people would get like fucking 4 or 5 in and go, I got it. Or whatever, like not even make it to the end. Like that happens so often, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember feeling that like when I was just dropping shit on SoundCloud, I would drop like tapes on SoundCloud and fucking people would get like a couple songs in and then peter off kind of thing. And that's always bothered the fuck out of me because I was like, bro, you know, like there's number 6 is hard or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like this one deserves some attention too. Like I don't just I think some people think we put the best songs at the front or whatever.
Right.
The first couple songs is going to be the best ones. But for me, on the tape that I dropped on Apple, the last one is like my favorite or whatever. Or the last one is the one that's at the top of my fucking top songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it wouldn't be there if I dropped it album style. I know it. Kind of thing. I don't think that song would have made it to my top songs if it was number 12 on my fucking album. But because I just dropped them one at a time and let people kind of like sit on it, I think I dropped them like once a week. And give people a little time to like fucking find it or not, but fucking there's more chance that they'll come across it that way than sitting at the fucking bottom of your tape, you know? And to be honest, like I've never been big on that in general. Like people being like, where's the tape at, Chalk? Where's the fucking woo? When are you gonna drop an album or whatever? Like, I don't know, probably not. Like I probably am not going to, dog. Because like what's the fucking point? What's the difference kind of thing? Like people aren't listening to my songs enough for me to do that in my mind. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go out of my way to like put this cohesive unit together or whatever, like fucking put some really well thought like songs that go together well and fucking there's
Mesh
like
together.
a common theme and like topic and shit like that. For people to fuck around on me. You know what I mean? Like I just know that they're not like tapped in enough, you know? And that's not the way that I'm going to get them. Like, to be honest, I need to be on TikTok more. Like, that's people might find my singles and listen to the fuck out of them shits if I get in their face somehow. But like dropping a tape isn't going to get me in faces kind of thing. So that's kind of been what my, not worry is, but like my focus. Like I kind of put time into thinking about like what's something that I can do that other people can't. Like people are always like, oh, you're so funny, you should just like get on YouTube and blah blah blah, and then maybe people will find your music because they saw you being funny guy on YouTube first. But I'm not gonna lie, I just have like a fucking something against that, like because I don't want to be known as the funny guy or whatever. Like I want you to find my music because it's fucking good music and someone said check it out, like this guy is talented, period, instead of being like I didn't even know he made music but he's funny. You know what I mean?
Did you have you seen there's a Tyler the Creator documentary on Hulu? It's really good. And in that documentary he talked about how it was when Cherry Bomb came out around that time. And he was like on the street and someone was like, hey, you're that dude from Ridiculousness.
No fucking way.
Yeah. And then he's like,
Stilo Brim, what up?
and then he was like, oh fuck, I'm not known for my music. So that's when he like fully dived in and like deleted his Vine and like went super hard on dropping Flower Boy. And like that changed his fucking like trajectory.
Right.
That was super great documentary.
Interesting. Well, what's it called?
It's called I think it's Rap Caviar or some shit like that. There's like a bunch of different rappers and artists. Tyler Creator was one of them. So
for sure.
Really great documentary.
I love Tyler. I love all of them, to be honest. They were like the ones that I told you, like my beats or whatever.
Were you there at the show when Odd Future was there in Ventura? No? That was like 2012.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, but it was a dope ass show.
They all like Haji Beats, Left Brain, like the whole group, Mike G,
Sid.
I fucking listened to all of I could not get enough of every person in that fucking group. You know what I mean? I just wanted to hear all of it. Like when I kind of realized like they're making this funky shit. It's different, but it's so good. And like a lot of the music was just fucking so raw because they're making it themselves. Like, I fell in love with that approach. Like, I'm just one of those people that like, it's like I can tell, I can sense it when it's in-house. kind of thing.
For sure.
MF Doom.
Right.
I fucking love MF Doom because it's just him. You know what I mean? Like that, how you said, like, I'm making my own little world. He was so good at that. Like, he has his own fucking universe. And, like, just the language he uses and the pictures he paints and stuff like that, it's like fucking, he's taking you somewhere. He's giving you a window into his life.
Right.
And you can fucking feel it. You can see it because it's just pure. You know? There's something about that, like, I feel like it's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
My songs wouldn't feel like my songs if I just slapped verses on YouTube beats.
For sure.
Kind of thing. Because, like, imagine these dudes, MF Doom, Tyler, the Creator, that created their own worlds, if they had to try and do that over someone else's music. It wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't be the same at the fuck all. It would just, like, feel a little bit empty or something, you know? Like, fucking... the verse would probably still be cool, but it wouldn't like give you that same feeling that you get when you listen to like fucking, I don't know why, but like the first thing that came to mind was like Couch with fucking Earl and Tyler on it. You know what I mean? Like that song on a different beat would be not as good. Mm-hmm. It might still be good. I'm not saying it would be fucking trash, but like fucking
like Lemonade,
some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hard.
Fuck yeah. So yeah, shit like that. You know what I mean? That's where I kind of like learned. They taught me that. It's like fucking, if you do it all yourself, like you get to whatever, like fuck around harder, find more out or whatever, learn more. Fucking more flavors kind of thing instead of everyone being fucking vanilla. That's unbearable to me. I hate music now. Because everything is fucking same flavor. Everyone sounds the same, rapping on same beats, and some dickhead goes, oh, that formula works, so I'm going to take that and fucking see what happens for me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go do what he did, and like fucking hopefully that'll pan out the same for your boy. And it's like, fucking don't be gross, dude. That's fucking, for me, disgusting. I would rather be me, poor, sitting in the fucking motorhome than be popping because I sound like Lil Baby. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Maybe people don't fuck with me as much as Lil Baby right now or whatever, but that doesn't mean that fucking, who knows, dude? A fucking thought that I have sometimes is like, I could be dead by the time, like my music never takes off while I'm alive.
Yeah.
And then fucking some shithead on TikTok, because their dad listened to me growing up or whatever the fuck, one of my songs goes viral 20 years later or whatever. Like that's the kind of shit that happens now.
Yeah.
It's not even about like who's doing or making the best shit in the moment. Because like some of us are fucking just like under the radar as fuck.
For sure. And you hear that term all the time. It's like, oh, they were so far ahead of their time.
Right. Maybe, you know, like.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe.
Sometimes I feel like that, you know, I have the thought every once in a while, like maybe this shit's just not hitting because it's not time for this kind of thing. But then immediately after that, I'm always like, fuck that. Like this is my right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whether it feels like right now to y'all or not is none of my concern. Cause like one of the songs that I just dropped is like damn near fucking boom bap. You know what I mean? It's not like what is going on right now and what's popular, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Like
that's what my life feels like right now, you know? And I feel like that's more important for me to like capture these moments and then kind of like wrap them up for y'all or whatever, for whoever's fucking paying attention. Because like at this point I hadn't looked at my Spotify shit at all in like years. I don't use Spotify myself, so I don't check on the numbers that I'm doing either. But like fucking 31 listeners on my Spotify, you know what I mean? And that like hurts. That's weird for me to like be like, like I know I'm like tapped in kind of thing. Like I'm fucking not like super relevant or whatever, but like around here, people know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. You
know who I am. Sure. But you may have come across your boy kind of thing. Yeah. So the fact that like I am a known person in the music scene, but just not my numbers don't show. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking weird. Because I'm like, who, how do you guys know about me or whatever if you guys aren't like watching my songs on YouTube or whatever the fuck kind of thing? Like, how does word spread so hard, but like people aren't listening that much? Like, there's a misconnect somewhere, and it's probably my fault. But like, altogether, as far as like timing goes and shit, sometimes I have that worry, that thought, like maybe I'm just ahead of my time kind of thing. But then I'm like, nah, it can't be that. You know, like I don't think it's that. Like, I feel like that's like a crutch I'm giving myself to make myself feel better about it not catching right now.
Well, I think just my opinion when people say they're ahead of their time, you know, like people like the Doors and like Pink Floyd and the Beatles, like they were making music that wasn't popular at that time. You know, they were making music that was out of this world, like just different.
Lame. No, just kidding.
And like and I don't know, it's just timeless. Like that music is just timeless. I don't know where I was going with that, but
Timeless music.
timeless.
Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet. I think
No,
I have like
yeah.
a couple. I got a couple songs that I could maybe see like doing whatever, like transcending, going other places, not just like staying in my little, like some of my rap shit or whatever that might not fucking hit in 10 years or whatever the fuck. But like some of these like alternative songs that I've been working on, I do kind of feel like have a place, just like you could play it around anyone. That's been my goal, is to have songs that you could play around fucking anybody, your grandma, and they go, that sounds good. Good song, you know, period. No matter if you like rap, fucking alternative, whatever the fuck you like, just undeniable music.
For sure.
I think that's like what's been, or not I think, that is what is most important to me, just to this day. Like that's what gets the front spot of my brain, is like fucking am I putting as much as I can into fucking how good the music is kind of thing. Why was I saying that?
We were talking about just
Timeless?
music, yeah. Yeah, just I mean
Oh yeah, so fucking how good is the music? Can you show it to fucking anybody and they go, yeah, that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like one of the things for me personally is that like my original, when I first started rapping, it was like too vulgar, and my grandma didn't like it. I couldn't show my fucking grandma and have her be like, that's a nice song, good job, sweetie. Whereas my music, that one song specifically, that number 12, that I was like, it wouldn't be at the top of my songs if it wasn't for the singles. When I started making music like that one, it's called Memories. This song, Memories Fading Away. And fucking when I like played this song and ones like it around my grandma, she didn't even know it was me.
Oh shit.
Kind of thing, you know what I mean? So she was just like, fucking cool song kind of thing. And that low key like meant the world to me. I was like, not only did she not have anything negative to say, but she like barely caught that it was me. Which, I mean, that hurts a little because you're like, it's fucking me. You know what I mean? Like, what? You couldn't tell it's your boy? But that's kind of where I was like, okay, like I'm doing something right. You know, like my grandma just thought it was a song in the background. And that's kind of a fucking a sign. As far as like your music being good or not, like if you can just play it in the background and no one goes, what the fuck is this? Turn it off. You know what I mean?
Shit off.
Dead ass. If you can make background music for people to just like live to kind of thing, like that's fucking almost the most important, like most valuable kind of thing. Like someone could have it on in the background and it's just nice. Like it's fucking, what do you call it?
White noise.
People living their lives and just soundtrack to people's lives, man.
Soundtrack to my life.
Type shit.
Yeah.
So what do you call it? It's dangerous territory because, like, as I was saying that, like, what came to mind is this, like, saying or, like, thought. I don't remember where I heard it or what it was, if I, like, read it somewhere, but basically, the worst thing in music is to be just good enough. Being just okay at music is, like, the worst thing you can be. Because if you're on YouTube or Apple, whatever the fuck, if you play your homie a song, and it's just meh, you know what I mean? He's not going to listen to it again or whatever. It's just in one ear and out the other kind of thing. But if your music is so ass that it, like, makes someone upset, kind of, they might go fucking listen to it 10 more times trying to, like, pick it apart or showing people and going, look how fucking ass this song is. Don't you agree? It's like people just want to connect with each other. So if they can go, this shit sucks so much, listen to it, or I love this song so much, listen to it, that's the only way you will get played, is if someone loves it or fucking hates it. You know what I mean? So it's like, at this point, I feel like I'm in a threshold to where it's like I'm not good enough for people to be like, this is fucking awesome, you need to hear it, you know? I'm just, people are like, yeah, that's good. That's good. And that's dangerous. That's a dangerous territory to be in. I'd rather have people be like, fuck this guy. Because at least they would be talking about me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Keeping me in mind type shit or whatever. But, like, when you're just good enough, no one gives a fuck. And it's kind of like being as good as the worst guy. You know what I mean? Like, everyone can do that. You're doing what everyone else does. Make basic music. Good job.
Right.
So, yeah. What do you call it? My focus is on trying to be really fucking good, because I realize whatever, that's the only way people are going to fucking pay attention, is if it's way better than everything else. And that's a difficult ass position to put yourself in, because it's one of those things where making music is like one of the only things where there's like a fucking so many people competing with each other all the time. Every day there's some kid that's like younger than me that makes more music than I do and is on his way to making better music than I do at a younger age, kind of thing. And it's like, fuck, dog. Like, in nothing else do you have this worry like basketball players. Like, I guess that's another one where there's just like year after year there's some fucking dude that's working harder than you and coming for your fucking spot, dog. Jesus Christ. So, like, that's stressful. Just, like, pushing yourself to try and be one of the best, knowing that there's fucking always going to be someone better. That's fucking frustrating, bro. But, like, I guess at the end of the day, that's why I'm better than a lot of people, because I kept doing it. And, like, keeping that in mind, I didn't ever forget.
Yeah.
I made beats fucking every day for years and years and years, and I still do it. Sit in the motorhome and make fucking back-to-back fucking, to other people, fucking, damn, dog, it's a banger, fool, or, you know, shit like that. It would take them fucking an hour or two to make one of the beats that I make. I'll sit down in a couple hours and make like fucking 5 and have all my homies be like, these are fucking what?
Yeah.
Like, yo, like, how does he do it, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's like, even though I work on a level like that, I still push myself to do fucking more, because I know it'll never be enough compared to whatever, like, kind of how I said it would take someone fucking till 40 to catch up to me. Someone has that lead on me right now.
Right.
I'm trying to catch up to fucking Jay-Z or whatever that fucking had this level of success by this age or whatever the fuck. Like, it'll take me forever to catch up to that, so I got fucking work to do.
Right.
I'm doing better than a lot of people, but I'm not doing as good as I can fucking personally, like my potential kind of thing. Like, I could be way bigger than I am, but I'm not doing enough. I'm not trying hard enough. That's all it comes down to.
Right. And then just being great. Like you mentioned basketball, it's like Kobe emulated Jordan, and it's like trying to reach that potential, but also like surpass it as well. It's like, fuck, dude. And like, look how fucking Kobe came out.
I had this thought the other day. I'm so happy you said this. I want to be Jordan, kind of thing. Like, I'm working to be a Jordan. And I believe, I know in my heart that 90% of the dudes that do exactly what I'm doing tell themselves they want to be Jordan, but they don't want to be Jordan. And they're happy being a fucking dude that's on the same team as Jordan. They're happy sitting on the fucking bench and just telling people, I'm on the team. I'm on the same team as Jordan. I do what Jordan does.
Right.
I'm on the team kind of thing. I don't want to be just on the fucking team, dude. I don't want to be a dude that's on the team riding bench hard as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's me. Or fuck, get me out of here. I can't have a jersey on and fucking not try my best kind of thing. A lot of people making music around here and just in general have a jersey on and aren't doing their best.
Right.
So that is like unacceptable to me. I'm like, fucking get it out of, like, don't disrespect those of us that have the jersey on and fucking sweat it out every time we touch the fucking court kind of thing.
I mean, and that's what great people do is they have that mindset. Like, Jordan is the way he is because of that mindset. Kobe is the way he is because of that mindset. And I remember one time Kobe told a story about how he was talking to Pau Gasol, and just like him wanting to be the best and trying to explain to Pau Gasol, like, I don't know, he said something to him in a certain way, but he didn't understand it. But his ultimate goal was trying to be a champion. And like not everyone's gonna have that mindset.
Right. And in an industry or like a occupational wise, like something like music that is super competitive or whatever, you have to want to be the best, dog, or else whatever, you're gonna get fucking trampled. There's so many people out here that, like, they don't even want to be the best and they're just naturally talented and doing better than you. You know what I mean? So it's like fucking basketball wise, like the reason Kobe and Michael were so much better is because they just were fucking actually putting fucking hoops, whatever, like putting in the fucking hours, practicing more than everybody else. Like, I've made more shots than you are going to ever make because I fucking do this all the time. So I look at music the same way. Like, fucking, you just have to keep practicing. You have to be the dude that does it more than everybody else, you know?
For sure.
And at this point, I know for a fact that, like, around here, I fucking am. I don't, like, fucking... and this isn't anything against, like, people that have to figure life out. They don't have the situation that I have where I can work on music anytime I want, kind of thing. They have to go to work, and then when they get home, they don't have a lot of time, or it's quiet time and they can't record and blah blah blah.
Right.
So it's like, it's situational and blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, it's like, fucking, I'm doing it more than you, whatever the fucking excuse is, or blah blah blah. Like, I don't feel bad for y'all because I fucking, me too, dog. I got kids, kind of thing, and fucking, I had to basically tell my family I'm not going to get a job and I'm going to focus on this and fucking see where it takes me, kind of thing. Like, I honestly believe that fucking I can be one of those people that fucking get somewhere with it because I'm not as good as what do you call it, I'm not just as good as the worst guy. Like, I'm pretty fucking good. So, like, I feel like I have some kind of chance. There's a little bit of promise there. Right. If I choose this path, I'll make it work, kind of thing.
For sure.
So if you don't feel that way, you have no business doing it. You know what I mean?
There's pretty much no plan B, just plan A.
Yeah, nah, because if I did that, I realized at like a pretty young age, like, if I do this, if I work at Walmart and stay here, I'm going to get like a weird level of like comfortable with doing just this, doing
stocking shelves,
making music sometimes, and this is how I make money though. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll fall into that and just whatever, be like, fuck it, might as well do this. And when I felt myself becoming that person and like being okay with not doing shit about like what I really want to do, like my dream and making music and what I think about all the fucking time, I wanted to die. Like, inside, I was dead already. Fucking sitting at Walmart and just going, I could be like a fucking Kanye, though. Like, I feel like I have fucking Kanye in me, and I'm just dicking around sitting at fucking Walmart and being disrespected, low-key. Like, people didn't understand me, and people would, like, talk to me like I was fucking stupid just because I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. Like, it's not that I don't understand. I just can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And people would talk to me about my work ethic, and I would be like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, you have no idea how hard I work at the thing that I actually care about. You know what I mean? Like, if we went and sat down at a fucking beat pad right now or whatever the fuck, I'll embarrass you kind of thing. Like, fucking, I work my ass off. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to this thing. That's what gets all my energy. That's what deserves my energy, not fucking Walmart. So that was something where I just never got over that feeling of like someone being like, you okay? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm like, I under fucking stand you, but I just don't care. This isn't what means anything to me. I know I'm not going to fucking move up the ranks in Walmart and become a fucking manager here and retire from Walmart or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I guess like sometimes when I felt myself kind of like slipping into it and being like, this isn't so bad, like I'll go to work tomorrow. I'll get my paycheck on the fucking whatever. That to me is almost like worse than death. You know what I mean? Being alive and not doing anything close to what you want or what you envision for yourself. Like just being fucking trapped and waking up every day going to this someone else's life.
My worst fear is being that old dude, because I work at a hospital, being that old dude laying in bed and being like, fuck, I should have done this.
I should have did things. Yeah, dog. Not me, baby. That. I'm going to be laying on that bed fucking whatever. Fulfilled.
Yeah.
Type shit. Because like already, like the first thing that comes to mind is my boys. I have 2 sons. And that's number 1. Like at the top of my list is like I'm done or whatever. If I died tomorrow, like I did the thing I was supposed to do. Like I don't think there's a fucking meaning of life. But if there is, it's that. Like we show up here, we make more, and then fucking die. You know, everything else on this planet, that's what they do. Show up, make babies, fucking die. And sometimes it's like immediately, depending on what the animal is or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
There's those species that
trying to spread their genes.
Literally fucking, or some...
Like a bee.
Right. No, but there's like some like fly or something, some like bug that they don't even have. It's a moth. They don't have mouths. Like they they're born, they fuck and they die. Like they don't even eat or whatever. They're just only there to fuck.
Yeah.
They show up, fuck, die, you know, like just fucking over and over forever, I guess. Like, I don't know. But,
a moth's life.
Yeah, bro. Sounds tight. So that in terms of what the fuck is life about, what's it for, whatever, I think that's it, you know. We fucking show up and give the directions to the next batch and then fucking we peace out.
Dude, I was actually thinking about this. Fuck, was this today or yesterday? But yeah, to have like a meaningful and purposeful life, I feel like for me, if I at least inspired other people on this earth and like, you know, gave people hope and yeah, at least inspired people, you know, so when I'm gone, it's like that'll keep continuing.
Hell yeah.
That'll like keep going.
Hell yeah. No, yeah, I didn't really have that thought originally because what I said is just like selfish, you know, for me in my life. Like, that's something that matters to me a lot. Like if I didn't have kids, I think I would have like felt weird, guilty about like, will I ever, you know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes I come across people, like the older you get kind of thing. And if you haven't met someone, you don't feel like you're going to have kids soon or like even whatever, who the fuck would I have kids with?
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like kind of tortures other people and I don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, kind of what we were talking about, being successful at a young age.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, fuck, what if I'm never successful? And that one doesn't bother me as much as if I didn't have kids. You know what I mean?
Oh, so yeah, that makes sense.
Like the regret.
Yeah.
Some people
Want that.
right.
Yeah.
Some people get their success and then go, fucking, I don't have a family though, kind of thing. And then you have money in this fucking empty space,
heart.
bruv. Yeah. So like,
An
that's
ice
not
box where my heart used to be.
right. So it's like, I'm poor. I don't have lots of listeners on Spotify, but like, I have my family. I have love. And I spend like most of my time with my family at home. I'm fucking making music, or I'm like hanging out with my sons, you know, kind of thing. So it's like
Living the dream.
dead ass, you know, but
Living the dream.
I don't remind myself of that enough. Like, I don't think about like when I was a teenager and like, hopefully I'll have kids and be able to make music or whatever. And I do. I'm living exactly what I wanted. It's just, it doesn't look the way I thought it was going to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get this tatted on me, like just perspective. It's like, it really is perspective and how you see where you are right now.
Perspective.
Probably like right here. It's like, it is like how you view life. Like,
Yeah.
basically how it is, man.
I'm bad at that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I seem like I have a pretty good whatever. Like, if just talking to me, people are like, his heart's in the right place, you know? But at the same time, it's like fucking rough because it's like just practicing what you preach kind of thing. Like, fucking all the things I say, I don't always do. Like, if anything, it's easy for me to kind of get like sucked into like pity party, feeling bad for myself and like the dark spots. Like, I think about my past and all the shit that I've done that I wish I didn't. Maybe I'd be further in life if I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of torture myself with shit like that. But I feel like if I didn't do that, I would be a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like I would be a loser. Like, maybe I would be successful, but I would be like insufferable or something. Like, I'd just be like hard to be around type shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a fucking sweetie boy and be where I am than get to where other people, like, get to where you can get, but with no sense of like fulfillment, no sense of like fucking whatever. My heart's really in this kind of thing.
Sometimes I think just seeing people even work in the fields and stuff, I'm like, damn, bro, like these dudes they're in people, they're going hard. It's like, damn, that's a tough life.
Yeah.
It's a tough life. Yeah. But it's also just perspective.
It's just perspective, man. That one's hard for me because
It's groovy.
I guess the thought that I have is like, just because it's not so bad for me doesn't mean nothing is wrong, kind of thing. Like, just because other people have it worse doesn't mean that I have it easy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of try and like give myself a little bit of leeway on that, as far as like, am I sitting around complaining and I'm just being a bitch, or like, is shit
Something
actually
really going on?
Yeah, shit's actually kind of hard, and like, take a day, fucking figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I had in the past, because I would be on my Instagram and just like straight up being like, I'm fucking sad. Like, I've been sad for so long. I don't know why I'm so sad. And like, Kyle's manager would be like, you should meditate. And like, I couldn't.
Nolan, he's like, hey, go out and get some sun.
Dead ass. You know what I mean? And like, fucking bless his heart. I love him. But like, at the same time, I just wasn't in the space to like hear that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm picturing me like reading the message and going like, fucking meditate. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, easy for you to say or whatever. Because like, he's in a different spot of his life than I am. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I can appreciate, like, I love that he was like offering me something. But yeah, it's like, sometimes you can sit there and go, oh, it's about perspective. Like, you should just shift your thinking kind of thing.
Yeah.
Easier said than done sometimes, because it's like,
Sure.
whatever I got swimming around in me is like fucking demons, dog. Like, I don't know how else to put it besides like fucking rough, fucking torturous. I just think about the worst shit I've done on loop kind of thing or whatever. And I go, you're a terrible person. Like, you don't deserve the things you have. You don't deserve to be here, period. Or whatever. I'm fucking super hard on myself. And I feel like that's what makes me good, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes me in other people's lives like a light, you know, because whatever, like, I'm hard on myself so that I can be good for y'all kind of thing. Because I feel like if I wasn't, like, I would just be like a fucking
complacent
or like fucking not paying attention to how I'm making others feel, and just like if I was living dark and then bringing other people into that shit, and now I'm putting dark energy into other people's lives and they're walking around mad and shit because their homie, that's how he does it and blah blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
The way I'm doing shit right now, I feel like I'm putting love out into the universe so fucking hard that like even my homies, that's like, if you hang out with me for even a little bit, it's like now they're out there spreading love too, and they don't even know it. But it's just like, you want to be better, you want to be different, you want to show people like fucking it's not so bad out there kind of thing. So it's like, that's why I do it. Even though like fucking low key, like me in my own mind, I'm like not my friend. Like, I don't get along with myself. It's like rough. But I take that shit and I fucking whatever, squeeze some fucking happiness out of it somehow, and enough to share with people. And I feel like if we all did that, you know what I mean? Like on a greater scale kind of shit, like people would be fucking cooler. Like I said, Post Malone just being like, don't be a fucking dickhead, dog. Like fucking, that is kind of whatever, the way I live my life. Like, I'm not going to just be an asshole for no fucking reason. And then giving that energy to my friends as well. Don't be a dick. Yes. 100%. So it's like, that's what, amongst other things, I feel like what I'm here for is to kind of like show people like you can be cool and not be fucking rude, you know, or like how Mac Miller is like, fucking, it's cool to love. It's cool to fucking have feelings and shit. Like, we're not all supposed to just be fucking hard all the time. Like, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't want to be around someone like that. That sounds like not fun. Especially like making music and shit. Like, we're supposed to like bring the fucking party to people.
Yeah.
Bring the fun, bring the vibes, or whatever the fuck. And if you're just being a hard ass motherfucker all the time, you know what I mean? Like, damn, bruh. How is anyone supposed to keep up with that? Like, including you.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like, fucking, I can't imagine like some dude just being like, I'm fucking hard, I'm fucking hard, I'm fucking hard. And then like your mom dies or whatever the fuck. Like, how you're going to stay
hard?
Like, rock hard?
It's like, bro, when you take Viagra, it's like, you're only hard for like what? 4 hours? What is it? Like 3 hours? I don't know.
You're only hard for like 3 hours. No, I think it says you're supposed to go to the doctor.
When it's like more than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't stay hard all the time.
Exactly, bro. Or else you're going to fucking have to go to the doctor about that fucking hurt pee-pee, G.
Start getting blind. I think that's some of the...
Swear.
Yeah, you'll start getting blind.
My dick was hard for so long, I couldn't see, dog. Holy shit. Are you there?
Shit, I'm still hard.
Rock hard, hello? Jesus.
All right. It's been 2.5 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Gonna end it here.
Right on.
This was a good conversation. Had fun. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Where can people follow you? Yeah. Or listen to your music.
You can follow me on Instagram at Choco Flocka. CHOCOFLOCKA. I'm on TikTok, Hot MF Bay, HOTMFBAE. All my music is on Spotify and Apple, and that's under Choco, Choco. But I think you would have to like know song names for it to come up because there's other Chacos. Link in bio.
I had to go to your bio.
Link in bio on my Instagram and TikTok for sure.
All right. That's it. Peace.
I love you.
Bye. I love you too. Bye.